And that's recording. So Randy's actually here now. This is a bonus. It's very nice.
Bonus
I'm
round.
not in a game yet, though.
Well, let's not push it. All right. Now that we've got a little bit of notice that things appear to be working, let me go ahead and start the intro with this button. And here we are, adventures from the stream. We're fading into existence on your visual set, whatever you happen to be watching us on. We are coming at you with a continuation of our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign in the world of Courageous. We're going to go around the table and say hi at the usual alphabetical order. Let's see how that works out. No, actually, we can't really go alphabetical now unless we switch to a different person starting first.
What?
Alphabetical by A now, right? Instead of C.
I guess that's fair.
Go for
Hey
it.
guys, I'm Aster. I'll be playing Alistair Ashworthy, the Halfling Paladin.
Hey, this is Chris. I'm playing Alset Alkin, the gnome warlock who just got crushed by an half-orc.
Big old booty.
Yes, but what part was crushed by the big old half-orc?
The whole thing. The whole mountain.
I would say my entire body got
The
crushed.
whole
Speaking of the
mountain.
half-orc,
It was all.
my
He
name's
was.
Randy, and I play the half-orc by Randy.
He might
Hey,
be
Justin.
half-orc, but he's all ass.
Which half?
And then I'm Jason, who is supposed to be going third because we're supposed to be going in alphabetic order, but Randy
that's what
doesn't
we're doing?
know. Randy doesn't know his alphabet, so I'm playing Marty, the tiefling sorcerer.
And I'm Joe. I go last because I do. I am the dungeon master for this campaign. Since our last campaign, we have taken it upon ourselves to go to level 8. So we're jumping from 5 to 8. And I do want to take a little bit of time to talk about that. Like, what did you guys do with your characters? What do you find interesting that you're looking forward to with the change? And what may have happened in the interim, like things that you think your character may have done between that time. We're going to say approximately 1 year, maybe just short of a year, has passed from the time that the party got out of the Spider City in the trees, what used to be an elf city. And of course, several things have happened since then, but the overarching theme is continuing to try and find Allie's sister, and you'd be following any clues you gather along the way. So let's talk a little about the characters and what is making them cooler now, a la level 8-age. Anybody can go.
Okay, I'll go for it, I guess, here. So, that was a loud... As something explodes in my house.
Hopefully it's not the flooring. That was just...
There we go. No, so Marty, he is now level 8 and as fabulous as ever, but he is currently very distraught and very distressed as there's a new energy drinks potion company out there trying to steal all of his loyal fans and people who enjoy the product here. During a encounter meeting a heated rival, another person who he would say is an absolute idiot and a jerk, although this person is actually quite charming and charismatic.
Tusk alone.
Yeah. Jack Darkfall, who is the spokesperson for Fiend Energy Drinks. Marty went on a little bit of a journey of self-discovery, trying to again increase his reputation. He tried to do a few more incredibly daring and risky challenges. He tried to create some new machines without the help of all set, which we won't talk about as far as how they worked and how many people died on them. But nonetheless, he felt the call to rejoin with the group here and continue to help find Allie's sister after he toured the northeastern part of Courageous. So that's what he is. So he has got some more spells under his belt. He has a few new tricks up his sleeve to make him more fabulous and more outlandish. So I'm very excited to see those.
I'm curious if you had to pick one thing that you're really looking forward to using that's new. What is that?
Oh, let's see here.
And
There's a
everybody
few
else be prepared to
things.
answer that question too.
Yeah, I would say his ability to polymorph would be something that he's very excited to
Ooh,
use.
cool.
You can what? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who wants to go next? Master.
I as far as what I'm most excited to use, to be honest, I think the most exciting thing that's come up since getting like the oath. I think going to level 8 actually just gave me a couple of auras. So I have aura of protection and aura of devotion that I've gotten since then, and obviously the extra attack, which is still going to be awesome. But the aura of protection is just while you're conscious, you grant ally friendly creatures within 10 feet a +3 bonus to all saving throws. So that's going to be cool. And then aura of devotion is while you're conscious, friendly creatures, including you within 10 feet, cannot be charmed. So that's definitely going to be a few helper outers, I think.
Oh, let me readjust this encounter. But anyway, that's actually that's a cool thing that everyone can try and remember, right? Because if you just want to, everyone wants to hang around the paladin now because you get bonuses and stuff, right? Not that they didn't want it to begin with, but it makes it even cooler. You get these.
Now you have to let me be your
You
pal.
feel all protected and stuff, right?
You can be our pal, Aden.
Oh, Randy.
No, boo.
Oh no!
Every time, Jason. Every time. I thought Chris was the one that kept me in the barrel.
I award you points when you deserve it, but I subtract points as well.
Exactly. And besides, Chris is tired from the newborn, so I have to be there to help him and back him up on this.
For sure. And if this
Sure.
was the other character, for sure.
So,
For
Aster,
sure.
you named several things. What do you think is your favorite thing coming up?
Honestly, like I said, the auras are the biggest deal. So I'm looking forward to having just that extra thing and kind of moving around it, because it does look like they both do have that range. So just kind of having that new dynamic and what I can do with that is very exciting for me.
There
Like I
you
said, I already had the extra attack as well, but I haven't gotten to use it all that much. So I'm excited for that a lot, just seeing how that changes how we kind of do things.
Cool. All right. Next.
Awesome. So we went from level 5, and was it 6 to level 8?
5 to 8.
I think it was 5
5
to
to
8.
8. Okay,
Yeah.
so I was wondering, because I do not remember having my slightly mindful orc become in mindless with his mindless rage. Beginning at 6th level, he cannot be charmed or frightened while raging. So if he is charmed or frightened when he's entered into a rage, the effect is suspended during the duration of the rage, and then he'll be charmed again. So that's cool. He no longer fears charm spells when he's mad.
That's
And
cool, yeah.
speaking of stuff, when he's acting all feral and wolven, he has feral instinct now. So at 7th level, your instincts are so honed that you have advantage on initiative rolls. So that means I get to roll it twice and get a better roll. So stronger chance of him going
Yeah.
at it full force. And at 8th level, we get to choose between either 2 more points in a thing or a feat. And Tusk has been using his axe a lot, and it's just been looking at his club and like, I could probably use this to smash. And so he took Crusher, which will allow him to knock back enemies when he hits them. I don't know if it's just for crits. This thing keeps crashing on me, but
No.
yeah, it's going to come in handy. Old reliable, failing me,
What-
never.
What's
Unreliable.
So
What
did
sounds
Tusk
like the
change into
cool
a
thing?
werewolf at all over this past year?
And that's
That
one thing
one
I had
time.
planned on exploring with Randy a little, but what we're going to do is play into that a little bit. I think the next combat you guys are into, I have something to work on there.
Sweet.
All right.
Oh man,
Keep that in mind.
dangerous.
Dangerous indeed.
Is it going to get pretty hairy? Is that what you're saying, Phil?
We're going to find out. He got this new Smashy Smash thing. We'll see who's at the other end of that club.
Gee, I've already been at the other end.
Yeah,
I
that's a
can't
good
be
point.
at the end again.
So
Literally the
Chris,
end.
how does Elset shape up for level 8?
I guess the couple cool things I have is Entropic Ward is a thing a warlock gets, so it's kind of somebody makes an attack roll against me, I can kind of give them bad luck, disadvantage on a roll, which is nice. And then if they miss, then I get advantage to attack them next round. And then the other cool thing I liked was I have Spell Sniper as a feat, so all my ranged attacks are doubled. So if I can see you, there's a good chance I'm going to be able to hit you with certain ranged spells.
That's pretty cool.
And I can also now, instead of my normal 60-foot dark vision, I have 120 feet, and that I can see normally in dark vision and magical darkness as well.
I think,
That's a
but
lot of feet.
I miss having blind all set though on the map.
We can still have blind alley though.
I was gonna say my
Yeah.
eyesight's still very poor. So
All set did some LASIK on his eyes
There
with
you
some
go.
of his artificial.
Oh yeah, I got some
magic.
extra cool goggles
Yeah.
over the past year.
Very cool. Very cool.
As for things he would like to do, he would still be chasing down pieces of the Doom Heart. That's kind of his lifelong thing.
Yeah, and that's something that that we will definitely talk about probably in the next session. Is my current guess. We'll see how this one goes. So, one of the things I did with the group over the last week was talk about what might have happened during levels 5, 6, and 7, because we left off at level 5 and we're picking up at 8. So I kind of put together what I think Jason was the one that put Mad Libs. It's kind of like I left some blanks and said fill in these spaces with names of characters, names of places, things like that. And we had some, let's say, funny stuff come back, Randy, as well as some other stuff. But overall, really cool. It's a lot of fun to make sure everybody can get involved, and we've kind of narrowed it down. I guess I should say I narrowed it down using everybody's input. And what we're going to play off of tonight is we're going to continue with Allie's story arc, looking for her sister, and we're going to take some of the description that Randy had sent in for what may have happened at level 7, which would bring us to 8, and add in some of my own flavor just to fit it into the world where I want to run this. So, Randy, if you could, in your own words, in your own voice, perhaps, what did you send in for level 7, either verbatim or really close to it? Because I know you might not have a computer available that can display text at this point.
That was level 7 into level 8 you were talking about?
It was the level 7 one.
Okay, so the idea was about finding a... I wrote this down, so give me just two seconds here.
And I figured since you were the one that sent it, I'd let you read it. But anybody else, I'm guessing everybody else has it in front of them right now.
Okay, so searching for Allie's sister, the player characters were investigating an ancient bunker that was circled by large, eerie trees behind a mausoleum. With a great perception roll, one of us realized that there were steps behind the mausoleum that were leading outward outside the city of Halea? I don't know.
Yeah,
Halea nearly died and now has an adversary to Tusk's big old booty when he falls on Allset when climbing down the bunker's old ladder. The party had to retreat from the bunker, yet Allie and Marty are convinced the answer to Allie's missing sister will be found there. Tusk just wants to ice his behind, and Allset is just tired of it all for the day.
So from my perspective, so that mausoleum was kind of a dead end. It led you to, there was the correct mausoleum is actually up in the northeast part of Courageous. And that is, this mausoleum is said to hold the bodies of others whose villages were raided by Daramon's hybrid kobold followers over the centuries. And I guess centuries might be exaggerating a little, but probably close to 200 years. But the structure is part of a ruins once belonging to a fire giant who had a city called, what did I call it? Flame Strike, which is right at the foothold of, let me actually switch over to the map here and look at that screen a little bit here by moving it. So Fairhaven is up there to the left on the map, and we have this volcano towards the east side. We're playing that actually big set of ruins over on the right-hand side, the east side of the volcano, was once home to fire giants, and that was known as Flame Strike. But the mausoleum that is, you're on the track of the correct mausoleum now, and that is right outside of that city. And the information that was shared was when villages were raided and people were taken as workers for the mines, they would eventually just be worked to death. And at that point, they were considered to have reached a level of honor for Daruman, and then were laid to rest in this mausoleum that holds all of those beings, all of the creatures, all of the villagers for the most part, that have mined for the platinum over the years. So the idea there being, if Allie's sister was taken, perhaps this is one place you might find her. All right. So we're going to start right outside of that area. Where we are on the map here now is just where I dropped the characters. I'm guessing you can move them, but we're going to be around those ruins, and we're going to kind of open the scene with you guys reaching the ruins and just looking over. The vast majority of what's there is scorched. There's a layer of ash on a fair amount of everything from probably the last volcanic eruption, maybe 20 years ago or so. And the place is not very well traveled, but there is a section closest to the volcano that looks like it's been cleared away and is kind of regularly used. And that is where it is said the mausoleum can be found. Duh. So do you guys have a plan of attack that doesn't involve Tusk falling on Alset?
Definitely not going first.
Actually, Joe, it would be a problem if I closed out this one, logged to the other PC, because that thing's finally ready.
You could try it.
Okie dokie. I'll vanish for a second. Hopefully not screw this whole thing up.
Oh, all right. So, I mean, we
Randy's going
found
to
this
vanish and
new...
screw it all up, but I'll see what I
A
can
butterfly.
do.
I'll
Okay.
be over here.
See you.
Oh, all right.
Is there any tracks? You said the one part area has been cleared away.
Yes, there is. Let me change a couple things. Let me just talk for a minute while we wait for Randy. We've got there are a lot of tracks. So the tracks lead pretty much from where there is no ash covering the area into where ash is covering the area, but think of it as it's like a path or almost a road cleared. So you can walk into it and not have to like step in ash footprints or anything like that. It's all been cleared away for this one path that leads up to this pretty ornate mausoleum that is definitely constructed after the flame strike, the city of the fire giants, after that fell into ruin. It is constructed to be smaller. It is the size of medium to maybe a large creature. So the ceilings on the outside, or the roof on the outside, looks only to be about 10 feet high. And it is stone with a lot of wrought iron and, again, very intricately carved stone with a lot of relief carved into it, much of it of dragon, and the same dragon over and over. So it does match some of the things you saw in Daruman's lair when you guys were there. And there are plenty of little, I call them little, like 3 feet wide with a whole bunch of little figures drawn, murals painted of raiding dragon, like raiding a village, breathing fire down upon a village. So really, it's definitely a tribute to Daruman himself. And this place is definitely used, although it's currently closed. There is no, you don't have to walk through dust or ash or anything to get there, even though it's all around otherwise.
Are we assuming that it's more of Daruman's hybrid creatures, or do we hear any other rumors, stories during our travels, or any research Alset might have done to see who would be in this area now?
Let's go ahead with what kind of role would you want to use for that? It might be history, it might be more like persuasion, or
I feel like
however you
history
want to
might be the
interact
best for like
with
a
people.
research kind of role, history, but
Yeah. I mean, it works.
Yep.
Because it could be going back several years instead of just what's happening currently.
oof,
But yeah, rolling a 2 doesn't help. Good
No, it's
start,
horrible.
not.
Get the
Unfortunately.
bad ones out now.
Yeah,
that's what I
yeah,
say.
get rid of those suckers. What about anybody else?
Apparently, I've heard nothing.
Yeah, again,
So
time has passed.
also, you find everything okay over there? Yes.
No, I don't. I don't recall any information. I'm going. I got hit too hard in the head.
Oh yeah.
By that, by that,
And that was almost a month ago now because of all the travel.
yeah, by
but
the
I'm sure it
push
still
motor
hurts.
ass. I couldn't.
Flashbacks.
Does also have a scar somewhere? I think Randy said knock knock as well, Joe.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Marty, do you remember any stories about this area? Knew anybody in Port Fairhaven that might have told us something? I can't recall anything.
Oh well, I mean, I'm quite familiar with Port Fairhaven. I might have heard something, a thing or two. Joe, did I hear anything? Do I know a thing or two?
Yeah, give me a roll again. Your choice of what kind of skill you want to use for it.
Okay, cool. I'll do a history one to see if I can remember anything here.
There we got Randy back.
There he is.
Of course, I should
13.
really adjust
Respectable.
13.
that. Okay, yeah. So in this area, there is regular talk of stay away because there's a lot of hybrid kobolds in the area. There is down to the south, closer to where it looks like desert and dunes and stuff near the water. There is supposedly a new village of lizard folk that are living down there.
And are they friendly or are they evil?
They have established some small amount of trade with Fairhaven and actually have a few ships of their own, but they don't really. It's not so much a community that deals with the outside. They're pretty secluded.
Did you say they have ships of their own, or they don't have ships of their own?
They do. They have built them themselves, and they're starting to use those for trade.
Any chance they trade with the Thul Riva half-orcs? So maybe Tusk has some info.
We could find out if Randy wants to make some kind of roll to find out if the half-orcs of Thul Riva have made any contact with the new lizard folk.
Or even if they have info on this mausoleum area.
Yeah, sure.
You know?
Would that be any sort of history or an insight? Would you think?
You tell me what you'd like to use. Insight would be sometime over the last year you've chatted with some folks and kind of figured out working with them what the deal is now. History would be you're picking up some information about things that have happened in the past or recent past.
Tusk could probably be more into history because insight would he hasn't really been around that area in the last dozen years, so history would make more sense for that character.
All right,
this character.
I'll buy it.
So I'll give it a shot.
Since you said it. Okay, so with an 11, there's a couple of people perhaps in Thul Riva that do spend some time at their docks, and they've mentioned that once or twice they've had a boat from the lizard folk come, and they've come and picked up some stone tools because they don't have as good a craftsman that could make stone tools like axes and things like that they could be using. But there's really no conflict, but they kept to themselves as they traveled and did their trade and barter.
Oh, all right. Well, I think that maybe Ali, do you have any idea of where we should go in here? I mean, we are looking for your sister after all.
I'm gonna take a bash at a history check too. Well, at least we're staying consistent.
Well, you've got the
average
highest number there. So with that, I'm trying to make your face match your name here, so that kind of worked. The what you gather is more than just Belshire. Did I get that right this time? Aha! So more than just Belshire, there were other halfling cities that also lost people to raids, and it is very possible that you may be able to find others like long lost family and stuff there as well, if this whole mausoleum thing does work out like it's supposed to. Aside from that, the pretty much the same information. No real civilization close by. The lizard folk are almost 2 days away, and for the most part, the general consensus of anybody who travels near there is stay away. Danger, stay away.
Where the lizards are?
No, where the mausoleum is, where the fire giant city ruins are.
So nothing good. We haven't heard anything good about this place.
Overall, no. It's neutral, or bad things happen there.
That's fine. It gives it flavor.
Flavor. Hey, Chris's green went away, man.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Hey, that's all right.
All right, so Ali, are we heading into the mausoleum then? Is that where you would want us to go first?
Yeah, why wouldn't we delve into the spirit museum?
Why wouldn't they? It's
Yeah,
always best to do that.
Absolutely.
So I'll paint you guys back into the same spot. You are within sight of the mausoleum. Because everybody has already kind of done a little roll to get us started, let's do this. Everybody roll a nature check.
Oh.
And then we'll take the highest number. I just want to get a group feel of how recent things are here. Oh,
Nature check.
hello, Allie.
Hello.
Nature.
That's a 20 on the die.
I don't even think you need to worry about that.
No, but if, oh, there goes that 19.
Yeah.
And look at this. Everybody actually rolled well. That's very
Wow.
nice.
We're doing great, guys.
So, from what you guys can tell, as a group collectively, looking in different spots on the ground, along the trees, there are some trees here, not a huge amount. It's not like a forested area, but the trees, the walls, the wrought iron leading up. This is well traveled, even to the point where you're sure somebody has gone past here earlier today.
Ah. Well,
And you see a mix
it-
of footprints, both booted footprints and clawed footprints of the hybrid kobolds.
I mean,
Now, past here or into the mausoleum?
Because of those rolls, I will tell you outwards. The booted feet go inwards, and the clawed feet, the last track, goes outwards.
Is there a part where it's only one footprints? I'm wondering if this is where Muhammad carried them.
No, not in this case.
Oh, okay.
Hybrid. Mohammed did it, maybe. But
all right. So, I mean, these tracks they look pretty fresh in here. So, I mean, do we think that there might be enemies abound?
it is
I would think
most
so.
based on, again, you all had good rolls, so based on what you read from the prints, it is most likely that the kobolds left last. And the last set of footprints, or the previous set of footprints to that, was them bringing more people in.
That would make sense.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't see any enemies out here right now. Shall we venture inward?
Yes, let's go. All set. Stay in front of me.
I don't think so.
You'd rather be behind him than all set.
Okay, be behind.
I will be way in the back. I don't care who's in front of me.
The elevation is what matters the most, I'd say.
All right. I'll venture in with Tusk.
The group, as you approach the mausoleum, you realize there is no obvious entrance to it. All of the rock, the stone, looks solid on the front, around the corners, the sides, and the back. It is approximately 20 feet wide, about 40 feet deep, and like I said, about 10 feet high. But it looks like the stone is solid. There's no obvious entrance to it.
The tracks just end at like a solid stone.
Yeah. And it goes right up to the front, and that's really where the tracks end.
Where's
Does
the
it look
rogue
like an
in the
illusion?
party?
Does it look like it's an illusion or the wall's not there? I just walk through it.
If you try to just walk through it, you will bonk into it.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Kentucky.
guess I will search for a hidden entrance.
And Aster, what were you saying?
Oh, I made a joke about where's the rogue in the party.
Oh, I think that's me, actually.
Hey,
hey.
search for traps, Joe.
Yeah, I just did, and I can tell you I'm not sure if I found any.
Cool.
All right. So, I mean, all set is. Well, how do we get in this place, old man?
Um,
The usual search for a secret way in.
yeah.
Same as the other lair we found.
Any loose rocks or buttons or
Tusk is going to look at the footprints, see if any of them stray.
Does that
to
use
different-
passive perception, or do you actually have to do a search for that? You know?
So the way I typically play it, and this just goes to what I consider regular D&D rules. If it's a
For passive
published
investigation,
adventure,
maybe?
or if I know ahead of time, then I use the passive number. So a lot of published adventures say anybody with a passive perception 13 or higher will notice this upon entering the area, kind of thing. So a lot of times I just give you guys information if I think it's something that you would have picked up.
Yeah.
And that's typically what I'll do. If I'm asking for a roll, it's something I feel that's above the passive stuff. In this case, I'd be looking for investigation or perception, depending on what it is you're doing.
I would follow with Tusk and see if I can find it where the footprints walked into, and see if any of the tracks walked like into an actual rock or something.
Oh, this was working. Okay.
They said investigation rolls.
Yeah, investigation or
Or-
perception. Either one would work for me because you know what you're looking for. You're looking for an entrance. So investigation to find the clues, perception to just look in general to see if anything's amiss. Who
Oh,
just threw another 20 out there? Tusk. Oh my gosh. Randy. All right. So while while Marty and Tusk are looking at where the footprints go, clearly they go right up to the wall, and they definitely this is where the door is, right at the entrance is definitely where the door is, no question about it. The footprints go right up to it, but there is nothing in addition to that. One of the questions I think Randy had asked was, do they veer off anywhere, and the answer to that is no. They all just go right here. Nobody ever seems to walk around the sides or the back.
With
And
a 20 Joe, does it look like they like stood in a long place, like they look deeper, or like someone's been jumping to touch something, or anything that gives any sort of thing, or does it just look like they walked straight in?
And you know, I like that. That's a good point. And definitely with a 20, you get this. There was no pause. They didn't stop, wait for something, and then walk in. It's just steady steps. For sure. And
So there should be a trick
all
to this.
set
We do
with
not know.
your investigation check. You do see that there are some scrawls of different dragon writing, but nothing even remotely close to what you saw at Daramon's lair. So nothing as obvious as here's how to enter or anything like that.
hey, how do you say friend at dragon?
Speak, friend, and enter.
Yeah.
I'll
definitely
touch
not it.
the wall where they where the footprints end. Does my hand? Is it hold? Is it?
It holds up. There, yeah.
It feels like a rock, it feels like a stone.
Yeah, and it's
Does
even the
anyone
same
have-
cool to the touch stone as everywhere else.
Does anyone have a shopping cart with a caged owl inside? We can run in.
But this is Mausoleum 9 3/4. Yes.
Tusk, old man here. Do you think that maybe trying to hit this rock out of the way here might work?
Tusk walks up to it and just kind of knocks on it, test how if it's hollow or if it's like really hard.
It is definitely thick stone, but it is also definitely a building. You can hear there's something open behind it. It's a room inside there. But
On the place where they
stone
entered, he's gonna
itself
go in.
definitely feels like it's at least a half a foot thick or so.
He's gonna push on it a little bit on the place where the footprints entered, just to see if the wall has any give.
Push as in push hard enough, or I guess what I'm asking you is, you're not going to get anything without a strength roll. That's not an
It's
ask,
more of a
that's
stability
statement.
check. I will do a strength check as you suggested, but yeah, it's more of a just seeing if
Okay,
it's
so yeah,
has any
I mean,
give.
leaning up against it, is this about to fall in or anything? The answer is no, it's not. It is a solid, sturdy stone face to the building.
Okay, he'll try to give it a big shove, see what he
All
can
right,
do.
let's,
So.
yeah, go for a strength check here. Let's see what happens. All right, so I see 17. 17 lets you know that you might be able to move it. It turns out that this stone, it like budges a little. And again, we're going to put all these numbers together that you guys have been using to investigate and perceptionist this. It definitely moves in slightly and then slides to the left. But Tusk, you're positive your strength alone will not do it.
I can help.
I mean, you could sit here and, keep trying till you get a 20, in which case I'm going to let you do it. But
I
you're
think
not
this
doing
can
it on
move
your
when
own.
I need some help.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I mean, I've been lifting quite a bit here, but I think Ali might be a little bit better suited for this. So.
And based on the space, there's enough room for 3 of you to get in there and try if you want to.
All right, all set to go in there and heave ho with them, please.
Yeah, that's not going to work for me.
Pretty sure you're probably stronger than me, old man.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure
just
you
below
are.
me. I need some leverage.
No, we have the
and/or
same strength, but we're both a -1. Pretty sure the two of them, we have a half orc and a half lane. That's all you need. That's one thing.
That's true. Also, you know what? You make a lot of sense here. I don't think they need this at all.
Allie only made a
We can
half
just
roll,
dismiss that.
so
That's fine.
you guys need to do a little bit of help here.
I have one last idea. I'm gonna
Oh.
fire into my first rage of the day. And
Whoa,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
hold on.
I hate
Yeah,
this door.
He's got to Hulk out.
While he's doing that, I want to kind of look around the entrance and see if I can see anything that looks out of place. Any, this is a button, or see if there's any kind of like scraping
Push here
that
to
would show
open.
me that, like, if the door usually like slides to the left, if there's any kind of like evidence of like scraping, or just some way to figure out maybe like how this opens.
Yeah, go ahead with a perception check. Or
You want me to
investigation. I'd be
I'm
fine
gonna
with
go
either.
with that other strength check, Joe.
Give me just a second in case Allie
Okay.
sees something that might help.
Can,
Okay, go ahead with that strength check.
can I also check if there's some magical means
Yes.
on this door, like a warding or some kind of
Yep.
maybe an item needs to be used to open the door, like a medallion lets them through or something like that.
Give me an Arcana check.
All right.
That also didn't take in the extra from the rage for some reason.
Okay. I'm gonna throw all these together, and I'm just gonna let Marty just teleport through the door, and everybody else can just stand on the other side. All right. So we've got between Allie with a 15 trying to find a button to open the door, Tusk with a 22 plus rage to force it open, and then Alset trying to find the magic word to get this thing open. The combination of them. So, Allie, you notice some of the writing is a little different in a certain spot. Even though you can't read it, it's clearly different. Like it's in a different font or something, right? It's slightly different, and you catch that. Alset, you realize it's most likely the magic phrase that opens the door, and it is in a language specific to the kobolds and the dragon. So it's almost like a mesh of kobold and dragon together. It's not exactly one or the other. And you're figuring it out just as Tusk is getting the door open, and Tusk, it loses a lot of its resistance, and you're able to finish shoving it to the side. And the amount of effort you can put into it gets little bits of dust off of the stone where you're pushing it so hard. So you actually damage the door only slightly. It's like you leave your fingerprints on it, pretty much. The door opens, and inside is dimly pale green lit mausoleum of what you might expect for something this size. It is just walls lined with placards and little handles that lead into places where bodies are stored, and the entire center is like one really long bench, a little higher, almost like an altar, but very long, almost the entire length of the building. So it spans about 30 feet plus. And within there, you just see some of these are opened and empty, and most of the others are just shut and have, again, name placards or names carved into the stone in the front. And because of how it's stacked and how everything is set up in here, it is like 100 per side. There are a couple of hundred. I don't even know. Do you still call them caskets, compartments, something in a mausoleum? I'm not really sure the right word for it.
Tombs.
Yeah.
It's a tomb, yeah.
Does it feel like old and like stale air? Like it's like no one's been inside here for a while?
No, the air is just as fresh as outside.
Okay.
You do actually feel from the far side of the room, although it's extremely dim down that 40 feet, with dark
Well, not
vision.
for Alset.
Well, as
dark vision,
it's dim here, Marty will grab onto a coin and whisper into it and cast light and give it to Allie. There you go.
There you go. So
Thank you.
everything lights up a clearer, pale beige color of the stone here. A lot of it is sandstone, and what I was going to mention, from the far side of the room, you actually feel a little bit of warmth coming across from the far side of the room. It's once the door opened, it's like some of the air is escaping, it's being pushed past you, and it goes from cool to a little warmer, as if it's coming from the other side warmer.
Okay. And we can see clearly to that end there doesn't seem to be any creatures in the area that are there, or any
Correct.
enemies in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So it seems like we're alone.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, Ali, should we just go and take a look at these name plates here and see if we can find somebody you're looking for?
Think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be.
Tusk, now's not the time. Yeah, that's inappropriate.
I just barely avoided that myself.
I love that song. Keep singing, buddy.
It's a great song.
It's a brilliant song.
I
Yeah,
just
it's a
want to hear
brilliant song.
Tusk sing that the whole time in the background.
Yeah.
Maybe the next time we're in a tavern.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes, next time we're around a bunch of people.
That'll be our next karaoke song.
Yeah, Carrie
Um,
Orky.
All right, you guys are gonna do Islands in the Stream.
Good
I'm
one.
gonna leave now. Karaoke. I hate that.
Heyo.
Yes, I suppose
So-
let's start looking around as much as possible.
All right, let's split up here, I guess. All set, old boy. Do you want to go with me over here? We'll take a look at these ones, and Tusk and Alley can venture. Actually, you know what? I think I'll stay with Tusk, and all set, you stay with Alley.
Yes, the short people on this side of the room.
I think that might be safer for your face.
Okay.
Oh,
For my whole body.
All set,
Whole
I just
body.
wanted to stay with me. So.
You guys read the
All
ones
set and I
closer
can
to the
hang out.
floor. They'll read the ones closer.
Yeah,
to the
yeah, that works out.
floor.
All right. Well, let's take a look here, and we'll go around. Joe, not to sound like horrible, but are there any child size or like halfling size coffins or caskets in there that will make us go faster this search?
the answer is no, but I was going to expedite the search anyway
Okay.
because I don't have a prepared list of 150 names. So,
Yes, we want every name of every person.
what you get is, and this is a tricky one, Jason, because we didn't really come up with names of continents, but I want to have them.
Yes.
Essentially, each one of these is going to have the continent where the person was abducted from. But nothing is as narrow as a city. So, like where you guys are now, where Port Fairhaven is, that the northeast continent, and then we have the northwest, and then we have the center and what have you. But what you're going to see throughout here is that they're from all over the world, and it is because from the book you guys had from Daramon's Lair and the information you've gathered. They're going all over the world trying to find platinum for their deity, Daramon. And these hybrid kobolds go everywhere and anywhere and grab people to work the mines. The specifics of race and cities and what have you, that's not on there, but by name, you can find some names that you've seen or heard of in the past, like Randy Tusk would recognize one or two Orcish clan names in there that were something you would recognize from the Thorova area. The same with each of you. You would recognize some name
This kid from summer camp.
of a clan or a tribe or a community or something that you've been to before. They seem, the idea here is it seems that the kobolds, the hybrid mutant kobolds, have found a way to get somebody from everywhere. It's like they're trying to make sure they're very thorough when capturing the platinum that their deity needs.
very devout.
You do not, so after the time spent searching, you do not find anything of the Ashworthy family name. However, you do find another, so I can't remember what the guy's name now. Did I lose it already? One of the guys, the blacksmith from
Bomar.
Bomar.
Omar, yeah.
The Bomar family name, you actually find Bomar himself is in there. So the doppelganger was just, working off somebody else's memory of Bomar. Bomar is clearly dead, and his body is here in the mausoleum.
I
Who
know
finds
this one. This orc's name was Tober. He was the hunter of the red. Hunter of red Orctober.
Yes.
Was that really his name? What were
No.
you saying for Ellie there?
Oh, I asked who found that.
We're gonna say you did. Not the hunt for Red October, but you found Bomar. Yeah.
Right.
That was funny.
Allie is definitely going to be
I
very
liked it.
distraught over that.
It was hysterical.
So as Tusk is just giggling to himself,
Yeah.
and Allie is just devastated.
And the other thing, so
We're in two different sides of the room, so it's okay.
as you guys are walking along, you do notice, and I'll throw this one at Marty because I mentioned it as far as the warm air. On the opposite end of the room, there is a trap door made of wood and iron on the floor, and that's where some of the warmth is coming from.
Oh, Tusk, old boy. What do you think of this over here? I'm like holding my hand over where some of the air is coming out. Feels warmer down there. Do you think we should maybe pop the hatch?
Perhaps we should listen to it first.
Allset isn't here. Where? I hear that. Do I hear that from across the room?
They
Sounds
talk
like a
to each
hatch.
other. It's very weird how much it fits what's going on over here.
But Tusk, old boy here. I mean, what do you think?
Maybe we should listen to it first.
All right.
Where I got that idea from.
All right. We'll listen
Damn little
to
girl
it.
again.
Okay. I guess we're talking perception nowadays because there's no more listen
I
stuff.
was going to slam it, but that voice from the other side of the room had a good idea.
All right. Perception, you say? Let's
New
do
first use of the new club.
18 for perception.
On the other side, you're pretty sure, especially with an 18, you're pretty sure you hear a light, like a tink of metal on stone, in kind of a rhythmic pattern, but it definitely sounds like it's far away. You're pretty sure that you wouldn't have heard it with a 14. As a matter of fact, Tusk did not hear it.
Tusk, I hear what sounds like metal. Somebody hitting metal. Do you hear that?
I just hear the sound of Allset saying things that sound like they pertain to what we're
Allset, old man. Shut up for a second. All right, Tusk, try again. Listen.
No respect. I get no respect.
No regard.
All set, I think very good.
Whoa. Okay. So now,
does he fall through the trap door at this point when he's putting his head down to
He
it?
overly.
how focused
Tusk
are you
farts
on
on
what
the trap
Allset is saying?
Jason's speaking things into existence
That's
here.
awesome, man. The it's just no. Perhaps
There's
Tusk
a
is
19
really
for a tenth
focused.
of a second.
Right. Perhaps Tusk is really focused on what Alcid is not saying now, or who knows. But,
All right.
but Tusk does not hear the same sound. And
Okay.
and Marty, you definitely know it's really faint. So
Yeah.
maybe
So-
maybe orcs just don't have that same hearing.
I'm
Yeah.
too distracted by what they're doing, so
Oh,
I'll
all right.
trust what you think.
All right.
and
Fine.
what you hear.
Fine. Is the hatch open? Is it?
It's easy to open, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll open it up and I'll look down.
Okay.
Do I see like a tunnel or do I see a room or?
There is a ramp of stone that just leads downwards. You have dark vision? I can't remember.
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. So it leads downwards, and the slope of it is so that you can see about 20 feet clearly, and then it's just obscured on its own. It's not that it's too dark or anything. It's just the slope doesn't allow you to see any farther.
All right. Tusk, do you think we should get the other two and head on down?
We should tell them what we found and see what they want to do. Yes.
All right. Fine. I'll round up Allset and Alley and bring them over to the trapdoor area.
Tusk will go down while he's doing that.
Bye.
I'm still recording names for a little bit.
How big is this hatch?
This hatch is actually almost a 10-foot square.
Yeah, it's hybrid kobolds and things. I imagine is fairly big. All right, Ali, I think Tusk has already gone down there. What do you say? Should we join? I mean, I heard something down there. There could be somebody who was around when this place was active, and they might know some information about your family.
And if you all
By the shop.
stop right at the top now with it open, you can hear that tink, 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 tink.
You can hear that, right, Ali?
Yeah. It's faint.
Okay.
All right, Tusk for some reason wasn't able to hear anything at all here. I mean, he managed to get his ears checked or something.
I hear it now. No, just kidding.
But all right, do you want to go in? I'll wait for all set.
Worth a shot.
Yeah, I'll whisper back up. All set. We're going into the tunnels in the trapdoor.
Yes, I'm on the last 25 names. Oh, hold on.
Good lord, man. All right. And then I'll follow Ali in.
Okay. The the slope goes down, and it's a slope that is kind of easy to walk, and you realize in the center there are two grooves like a wagon would be pushed along here, a cart, not necessarily a wagon, a cart. And it would be to stabilize the cart while it's being pushed. Again, the slope goes down for a little bit, and before you reach the bottom of it, Alset's going to finish writing his stuff down. Are you going to hasten to join them, Alset?
Yes.
All right. So we get you guys down there, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch a map here to this one. If I can right-click, it does let me right-click.
Magic.
Okay.
Hey.
I can see stuff.
You can see it. So the slope ends in this spot where this minecart track begins, and the track just leads up to those two grooves cut into the stone. So a cart would be pushed here and up to the top. That's the idea, or let down from the top. Either way. And what I can do here too is I can zoom this out a little on the screen, so you guys can see what you can see. The sound, again, has gotten slightly louder and louder. The way that this cavern is that you're entering, it has clearly been chopped open. It's been mined through. You can see all the breaks on the walls, and in some places, although they're not really obvious on the map here, there are the wooden pillars that help support the ceiling. You just don't see them on the map. And the sound is definitely coming around to from around to the west, from where you are, because that is the only opening you can see. So
okay, I only have one thing to say. Anybody hear anyone say Kalima Shaki Day, we get out of here. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know if this is quite the Temple of Doom, but it could be by the time we're done. We've got Short Round with us.
Yeah.
We do.
No time for one. No time for love, Shimmerwick.
All right.
No time for love,
The
Shimmer.
cart may hit my nut. What do you say?
So I want to make sure before anybody moves that I know you're going to move, because as you move, it's going to expose more of the map. Okay.
Right. Right.
I put you guys all at the entrance, and just as a note, Allie, I set a torch light on your figure, which would be the same as if you had a light cantrip cast, which Marty had already done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And do we are there any carts in this vicinity or no?
Not immediately where you are. No.
Right. And that rattling of maybe a hammer hitting something is a lot really loud, or just kind of echoing everywhere. We can't really tell where it's coming from.
It's do me a perception check from where you are now. That would probably be a better way to do this.
Yeah.
And also, why do I not see your info? Allie, it looks like you may be down on hit points. Do a long rest on your character, please.
I did have a 19 and switched over to a 1. Yeah.
What happened to me?
We're going to go with your second statement, Chris, of you can't really tell where it's coming from.
Yeah, that works out pretty good.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I mean, anybody else, you're welcome to do the same kind of thing to try and guess how near or not the sounds are now, right?
The light I have, we said, is the cantrip, right? Not like a fire.
yeah.
Yeah. At this point,
Yeah. So you can cover the light
Yeah.
source if you want and make it dark. Yeah.
I'm gonna kind of tuck it, and I want to kind of quietly go up to this like corner up here, the corner of the rock.
Okay.
Ali, before you go up there, come here. I'll get down and I will just rub my hands together. I will take a swig of Crimson Minotaur and I will just smack her on the forehead and turn her invisible.
That's the new invisibility. I like it.
Yep.
He's been practicing that one.
Mm-hmm.
How dim's the light in here?
Sorry, where you
Or
are
is it-
now, it is not lit.
All right, so I wanna move to the straight to the north where I'm on that corner, so I can, because if it's complete darkness, I just want to be able to see, because since I have enhanced dark vision now.
Well, let's let the invisibility and let Allie move up, and maybe you follow her up there.
Well, I don't want to be to the corner. I want to be like opposite of her, I guess.
Okay. So let's.
I'm
have both
assuming
of-
I'm going to be able to see farther than she can see.
Yeah, let's have
maybe
both
me
of
and
you
you wait
go
here
ahead
as
and move
backup
up.
while the two smaller ones move in.
Yeah.
I'll watch on the tracks for anyone to show up this way.
Good man.
So I want all set. Give me a stealth roll, please. With Allie being invisible, we're going to let her slide because there's enough noise.
Yeah, I want to see. Do I get to see them from there? I guess. Wait, is that her? Okay, so maybe right there is where I can see them.
Yeah, so go ahead with a stealth roll. And yeah, you may notice on the screen there's something there that says devil. Okay, so what happens here? So first off, Allie, you see down, so you're at a certain level, and then there's this bridge that's going across, and down there you can see what appears to be a devil of some type, and of course on here it actually says chain devil, so that's what
it's
it
actually
is.
accurate this time.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. It is definitely accurate. You also see, as does Alset, two people that are chained pushing a cart. And just for the sake of showing you what I mean, they're actually going to push it another move closer while you guys are there. They're starting to push the cart, or they have been pushing the cart in this direction. And the noises you heard are definitely from that lower level, but you can't see what else is going on down there. It appears that the devil down there is probably a foreman for these people that are conscripted to mining. And also, you see those people up on the bridge.
What do those bridge people look like?
They look like these are both elves, and they are in tattered clothing, chained to each other, and pushing a cart full of big rocks.
Do they notice me or not?
At this point, no. But another step or two, and you figure they will. You're pretty much out in the open, and you know they can see well.
Right.
They're not carrying any light. I guess this is one that I'm just going to say because the program really doesn't help here. You know that there's other light sources beneath because you do see light flickering off of other walls. So there are light sources beneath where the sound is coming from. But the rest of the place is not lit. It looks like they're giving the miners with the best vision the job of pushing the cart out.
Okay.
All set. What do you see, old man?
I will kind of take a step back and turn around and kind of just like hand signal to you like pointy ears for elf.
He sees two horns.
It's another tiefling.
Horns.
Two horns he sees.
Why would bards be walking this way?
I'm not sure. Maybe there's a band playing down here, Tusk.
I hear no instrument.
Tink,
Well, we heard clanging. Maybe they were working on their instruments.
tink. And that noise is constant, by the way. The sound of metal hitting
But I-
stone.
But I'm pretty sure since I see Allset moving backwards that they're probably not.
Maybe
We
they
want to keep a low profile.
maybe they have a bull down here and it's coming this way.
I'm not sure. Allset, what do we do?
Allie, what are you doing? Now
I
that
just
you've
give him
seen
the
this
I give him
too?
the signal just to stay put for now.
And you're invisible, Allie, so you've got that benefit.
I'm still going to kind of keep my distance away from the tracks and just kind of see however much I can observe. I don't know if I can actually technically take a step without being on the
Just to
tracks.
show time happening, I'm moving the cart and the elves another step closer.
Allset,
Because
I hear
they're
something
pushing.
getting closer.
Yeah. And you guys, both Tusk and Marty, you're going to see them any moment. Tusk, you might even see the edge of the cart coming around the corner.
Oh.
As they're-
cart.
As they're
uh,
passing, I just
Is there a rock
wanna-
that we can hide behind?
I'm Rock.
All right, I'll hide behind Tusk then.
I rock. Go ahead, Allie. As they come past you, you are.
I'm gonna throw a perception out there just to kind of generally like get a good look at them and whatever is in
Yeah, go
the
for it.
cart and see if it's anything more than just like regular like rocks.
Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, so look,
Nice.
you've got some really nice rolls tonight there, Aster. We've got a 23 this time for perception. You don't necessarily recognize them. Not that I'm saying you were trying to recognize them, but they're just elves that you don't know. But they are elves. your standard variety elf. They are both in tattered clothing that is very drab, like just practically have strips of canvas and leather hanging off of their bodies, covering different spots. They are chained together at the leg and at one arm, and they also are pushing this cart. And this cart it's got two long handles and four wheels and a bed, and within the bed is a bunch of big rocks, and you can see the glimmer of some kind of metal off a couple of little spots in that rock.
I have idea.
A pale white metal.
What's the idea, Tusk?
Do either of you have playing cards?
Who? I'm the only one who's here with you right now.
You said it loud enough just for all set to
Yeah, give me a second. I actually have a lot of random items.
He means either of
Yeah,
you.
we'll start
Monty.
moving around.
I have I have a dice set.
Bring that out too. They won't know what this is.
All right, I'll pull out my dragon's dice set here.
He's gonna set the chest piece of the plate mail has been carrying around down as like a little makeshift table and just kind of sit down around it. Let's just deal up some cards real fast.
I don't know where you're going with this, Tusk, old man, but I like it.
Also,
Can I recognize like if there's specific that belong to like a certain tribe of elves or something that I would have run into, or even like the elves that we helped out previously with the spiders, you know?
Maybe Allie will tell us some things.
Go ahead
Can't
with
see her.
what are you looking for that? History, perception. What
I
are we
would say
talking?
history for me.
Okay. Go ahead. Oh my gosh, that's not a
Oh.
1 or a 2. What are you doing?
Ooh.
Okay, so 19 on the die plus your awesome 7 makes it 26. These elves are, although you don't recognize them directly, the bits of clothing that they have left on them, the tatters that are left on them, indicate that they are from the area almost where we started our adventure, not in Brieford, but in that there's an elf city not too far from Brieford. And by city, I mean it's more like an elf commune off in the wilderness, not too far from Brieford. And you recognize them as most likely from that clan, that commune of elves.
All right. If I know like their standard greeting, I will say that to them in Elvish first.
Okay.
When they come around the bend and like notice me, I will say that to them.
All right, yeah, I'm going to follow Tusk's lead, and we're going to be playing with our dice set and cards, apparently.
Watch me make rationality disappear. The greeting. Take a stab at it for Ulset. What might he know that the elves would say to each other?
What was the you said there was like something by Brieford?
Yeah, it's a commune of elves
Yes.
in the wilderness near Brieford.
Oh jeez.
if a tree falls in the woods and
Yeah.
Ahoy.
If I say there's this many sunsets, how no, I'm just kidding.
How many sunsets are there?
tree, my
times?
lord.
Yeah.
yeah. May you be as light as the leaves on the wind.
There you go. That works for me. And are you making yourself apparent as you say it, or is it just going to be a voice from the darkness?
No, I want to say I want them to notice like all eyes on me. You know.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let them move into that spot. Oh, come on, move over one more square. There we go. And you can pretend the cart stood on the track because I'm moving it as a group.
I don't know why I really thought I was just going to keep going along the track. I was really
That would have been
impressed
pretty
with it.
nice.
I was
Yeah.
really impressed.
Yeah, and I can do this,
Their time
but
for
that doesn't
physics,
quite
Dr.
look
Jones.
as good anymore. That's what a grid-based system, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, they hear the greeting and they are temporarily taken aback. They look around a little and see you, and they just have a like almost shocked, quizzical look on their face, and they stammer for a few moments.
I am
Speak.
friendly. I'm friendly to your kind.
You speak
How many of you are
common, right?
here?
It is just us two of our kind. There are more miners below.
Are
You
there
must
any
be very
halflings here with
cautious.
you?
What?
Any halflings here with you?
Yes, there are halflings below. You must be very cautious. If the
Who are your
devils
masters
here,
here?
the devils, they make you see things. It is horrible.
How many are there of them?
There are two of the devils and the hidden one.
What do you mean the hidden one?
We only hear of him. We never see him. Why are you here? You must leave before you are found.
We're here to get you out, and any others that might want to leave.
But how? They're too evil. They make you see things. It's horrible.
Let us worry about that. You think those guys back there worry about two devils make you see things?
I look like a
What?
devil too, just so you're aware.
Yeah, there's that too. Are they playing cards?
I just turn
Yeah,
and look
that's
at
how worried they are about
Marty and
things.
scream.
Exactly.
Uh,
Oh, did they finally come around the corner all set? Are they hostile?
They came around the bend.
You know how I feel about hostile.
So they're just they're reacting to you as if they haven't seen another friendly person in years.
So
Literally. And
I assume that's platinum in the rock. Am I close enough to see it?
I mean, how well versed are you at raw ore? I guess is really the question.
I'm a
You can
gnome, so I'm
assume,
pretty well versed in
as
ore,
far
actually.
as can you
I'm a rock
assume it's
gnome.
platinum? Yes, you can assume it's platinum.
Yeah.
Do you know it's platinum? A whole different subject. That's
Yeah.
a roll.
What is your task? Where are you taking this cart?
We bring it to the surface and then we come back. That's what we do.
But who takes it at the surface? There was no one up there.
I don't know. We leave it in the mausoleum. It is picked up.
How long before you noticed missing?
Minutes, maybe.
All right, go about your task normally then. But wait a little bit extra. Take your time.
Never saw us.
So, also, old man here. What are they saying to you? I don't
Well,
speak.
apparently there's two devils down here. One they know where he is, but the other one they don't know. And there's a bunch more.
Oh wait, is there
Right,
two
apparently.
and one hidden, or is there one and another that's hidden?
Well, there's supposedly one hidden, but there's two. But there could just be one, and they're they're bluffing.
Let's
Is it
not
two or
them-
three?
let's say we ask for the clarification before I have them wander away, and they will tell you there are two devil masters, and then
one hidden
there's
one.
also the one who is hidden.
Yeah, and then all right, Tuss, give me 3 cards, please. Here, we'll finish this hand in just a second. But maybe we can use this to our advantage. Maybe we have them bring the cart back with us hidden inside.
How big is this cart? I thought is it a cart or like just like a?
Yeah, I'm imagining
slab with.
Yeah, I'm imagining like Indiana Jones mining cart. Where
Yeah, he didn't describe it that
Think
way.
of it.
though.
Think of it as a large 4-wheeled wheelbarrow. Right.
So how
Large
many
enough-
people?
Yeah,
And I say wheelbarrow because it's got handles on it. It's got
I mean,
two
that's
big
how I
handles.
described tusks. So
You could fit 2 halflings or a halfling and a gnome in there, maybe.
Well, that's doable.
Yeah, but you probably wouldn't fit a half orc in there comfortably. Definitely not for the half orc.
How about we set them free and me and Marty push it back with you two in it?
but then wouldn't they know that we are not them? I mean, I can disguise myself here, Tusk old man,
Well,
to look
I'm
like
going to hit him in the face when I see him. So.
That's not bad. I like that plan.
we could try that here.
All right, so me and Allset get
Well,
in
Ali,
the
you're,
mine cart.
Ali, you're invisible. You could just trail us
So
here.
now me and Alistair jump out of the Badger and
Supposedly
Yeah.
did.
Allset could hide inside the wheelbarrow, while me and Tusk push it forward.
You two stay in the
Ali's
wheelbarrow.
invisible still.
Yes.
So.
We'll push it forward past him, and then you guys jump out and hit him from behind.
As that's going on, I just want to go up just a couple more like squares to see what's going on a little further.
Okay.
All right. While she's doing that, Tusk, give me my cards here. Let's finish this hand before we have to do anything else.
Let's have. I'm deciding how I want to do this. Between Tusk and Marty, roll both of you, or each of you roll a d20,
Okay.
and then we're going to do that 3 times.
Ooh, 3 times?
So the first hand you guys play, Marty wins. The second hand you guys play, Tusk wins. You're on
Look
your
at these
third
rolls.
hand now.
Jeez.
Get him out of the way
Now you're
now.
on that final hand where you just ask for your extra cards. And gosh, you guys really sucked with the rolls. But Marty wins a final hand. It's like you're winning with a pair of 3s compared to a pair of 2s, right? But
All right.
so you as you're finishing the game up, you each had one hand where you won, and then the final hand, Marty, you get the last draw is exactly the card you needed. You had a crap hand before that, right?
Excellent.
All right,
And then the other
one
thing I wanted
platinum
to
for
ask,
you.
I thought I heard somebody saying something about setting the villagers free.
That's what Tuss said, yeah.
All right, so
Yeah.
are you going to cut their chains or something before you take over the cart? I mean, how are you handling them?
Want me to
Yeah,
just blast it with like Eldritch Blast or something?
Do you think that might be a little too loud here, all settled, man? That the
Is it
Eldritch
loud or
Blasts?
not loud? How loud is it?
And
Really?
I mean, how can pinpoint? I mean, I've seen your Eldritch Blast. They're pretty big Eldritch Blasts here. Those chains seem to be relatively tight on them.
They're
we
going to
wanna
the
get 'em
surface
off.
so we can follow them and take them off up there. They didn't hear me
Yeah.
break down a door. They're not going to.
How about a little bit of put a little bit of acid on it or something?
I think acid would work just fine.
That could work. Yes.
What do you think?
Okay.
A little bit of
Yeah,
acid.
a little bit of acid, I think. Also, hit him with the acid. Also, and then Tusk, maybe mean you can just pull the chains apart when they are weakened from the acid.
Is that a cantrip, by the way?
Yes.
Acid? All right. So then we'll just say it happens. You don't have to worry about the spell slot or anything then. Yeah, so you're
And
able to burn
It's
through.
at will anyway. I don't burn slots
Yes.
for that one.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you're wearing chains, you can trip really easily.
You know.
I thought there was an appropriate amount of silence, but so you're able to break the chains, and then Allie, as you get up and turn that corner, you do see the 2 devils down there, and they are, if you kind of zoom in on the picture there, which I can do, this is the picture right from Wizards of the Coast for their chain devil, but the idea is these guys have chains, and they use those to both bind and to punish. So they are the supervisors, if you will, in this little mining operation, and they keep the others in order. But aside from those 2 devils, you do see 3 other miners working down there. And one of them, the one that you can clearly see down to like the southwest, has carved into the wall. It's kind of hard to read, but it does say the end of the episode.
Ooh.
Even though it's not, because we go longer tonight.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole point being, you can
Get out of the
see
way.
down there, and you can see clear enough. And the reason you can see so clear is if you kind of see on the map here, they have light sources near them. So they have torches burning near them. I don't actually have the icon on there, but the light source is there, so it's lit up. You see that, you're invisible. There's enough noise being made down there that you are completely undetected. However you want to treat this information, go for it. I just wanted to see if
Okay.
anyone fell for the end of the episode. I feel like I did.
And they're just literally kind of minding, and then the devils are just kind of like watching him.
Yep. Yeah, that whole tink, tink, tank sound you heard is them swinging pickaxes that are, slightly dulled in one case, and the others look like they're recently sharpened, just hitting the wall, knocking rocks off, and the chain devils themselves are just watching what's going on.
Can I see anything that's going on to my right, I guess, or the north? Or is that just empty?
From what you can see, you could guess here that the track that's underneath goes up to the north, kind of loops around, and then comes over this bridge. You don't see any activity in that area, but that would be your guess as to the structure of the area, based on what you can see in front of you. How far away it loops and how long it goes, you're not sure. But it makes sense that they would fill the cart below and then bring it up past where you guys are now.
Okay.
Well, Allie decides that here. Marty will give some Crimson Minotaur T-shirts to the elves before they go, some rations,
Some good
and
clothing,
then the
yeah.
5 gold coins he won off of Tusk from playing cards, and tell them to,
Nice. Now, do you give them 5 so they have to fight over the last one?
I tell them to share because
Okay.
again,
Might want to give them a Crimson Minotaur so they got some energy.
Oh yes, of course. Yeah, I give them some Crimson Minotaur light. I tell them not to drink it if they're trying to stealth through the darkness because it does turn them bright for a few minutes.
Okay. Let me see if I can change on this token. Let's see, who's it gonna? I want to make it so that you guys, somebody else can move it. I could change it so that it's representative of a character, but that's just silly. Okay. Now, with your plan, well, first off, I guess, what's Allie doing next? Allie has the information we're working with, so go for it.
They don't seem to be doing anything super like involved or eventful. How far down is it? Because you said these tracks are above where the devils and workers are, right?
Yep, figure it's like 15-ish feet because there's enough stone underneath to support the arch, to support the bridge itself.
Okay.
Studying close to one another.
About how long has it been since? Because we know with the amount of times that this spell has been used on Allie, it only lasts. We said what, like 10 minutes?
No, it's for it's concentration for an hour.
Yeah,
What?
invisibility's a long time. It was fly that was shorter.
Oh, shoot. Okay. In which case, I'm gonna kind of go this way and just kind of slowly look both in front of me into what is now my right
Yep. So
as
if
I'm
you
going across.
Yeah, if you see the map updating, that is indeed what you see there. So there's just more to the northeast, a little bit to the north, and more to the west. And for that matter, you can continue to follow it as much as you like. I'll just zoom the map in and out here. Because, again, you're invisible, and there's enough noise that your little halfling footsteps aren't going to make much of a difference. And even in armor, because the noise that's being made is a metal noise. So you're fine.
That's fair.
Bididoo, bididoo, bididoo.
You do have to do that the whole time, though, yeah.
Bididoo,
Does anybody else hear that? Is that music?
didoo,
No, what you should be hearing is,
didoo,
I
didoo,
think
didoo,
we're
didoo,
alone now.
Doesn't seem to
Okay.
be anyone over. I have a weird feeling to sing right now for some reason.
So, yeah, as you see, it is pretty much as I described, and it is open.
Just-
And it does look like, though, they've been mining through the area. And it just seems like fresher and fresher spots.
Okay. And this is
That in there, that area, you can see the equipment itself. So within that big crate in the corner is a couple of more tools, another cart, and more resources for, presumably, if they had more miners working, more people could use more things. So it's just like spare equipment up in that corner.
Okay.
And that barrel that's up there is filled with stagnant water and has a couple bowls next to it, presumably what they're feeding to the miners.
All set. Do you want in this round?
It's only five coins to buy in, old man.
And even from what I can see here, so it's just
Yeah.
the 5 people to devils from what I can see.
Yep, and this map doesn't allow an up and down, so you can't really go under that bridge. But yes, you do see that.
Okay. I'm not charging in there. I don't feel like going all the way back around.
And
but
that's
I'm
fine.
gonna
Yep.
backtrack.
Perfect, that works. So you get to see all of that, and you can relay that information however you like to the others. As far as these 2 elves go, let me just make them invisible for now to get them out of the way.
Nice deck of cards.
All right, and then I'm gonna sneak right back past here, and I'm gonna try and scare the bejesus out of Marty.
You know, it would be convenient if you were the caster of the invisibility spell, that you could still see what was invisible because you cast it. That would be nice.
Oh, cute.
He has the ace of farts.
But yeah, when it looks like Marty is really, really focused and he can very clearly see where both Tusk and All Set are, I'm just gonna like reach out real quick and just like grab him like on the arm.
What does Marty do when he's grabbed on the arm by the invisible halfling?
How hard is the grab? Because it depends.
Oh no, it's like not enough to hurt, but like enough that like it feels like.
Okay, all right. So Marty, if it was like something that was like hurt, because I mean he's in a spot right now where there is potentially going to be enemies, he would just turn around and hellish rebuke something. But
No, like I said, not to hurt, just like enough that like it's not just like a.
okay, I'm like, ooh, ooh. Like,
All right, Ghost, if you're buying in, it's 5 gold.
I'm like, did anyone else just feel something poke them?
A couple gold just get dropped on the table.
I don't know. It's all set behind me again.
I'm not sure here. All right, I'm gonna start just shooting firebolts everywhere here.
Machi, no.
No.
Oh, Allie, where are you?
Ali will back up as he starts groping around, like, maybe not the best way.
All right. So Allie, what did you see here? Did you find any family members? Did you see any halflings down there? What did you see?
We didn't fully explore that there, Aster. Yes, the 2 of the 3 below are halflings. One of them has, well, let's put it this way. What color hair did your sister have?
She was a brunette.
One of them has long brunette hair, like very long, like it hasn't been cut in a long time. The other has short, curly blonde hair. And the third person down there appeared, from what you could tell, to be a human, probably about 6 foot tall male with really dirty brown hair.
Okay. I'll relay the information. It seemed like what the elves earlier were saying were true. I'll let them know I went all the way down the tracks down to where they are. Bless you.
Thank you. You saw that.
And that there, from what she could see, just the 2 devils there and 3 people, the 2 halflings.
As she describes the devils here, since Marty is an infernal creature, would I know anything about chain devils?
That's what I'd like to find out from a...
Yeah, I'd like to make an Arcana check too when he's done.
What kind of role would fit that for here? So they are, I mean, they're technically in the D&D terms, they're a fiend devil. So that's similar. They do speak infernal, so there's some reason that you would know.
Arcana does stuff with planes of existence and the inhabitants of those planes, so that would make sense.
I mean, Arcana would be fine with me. I'd be fine with history. Even investigation would work for me, I think.
Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and I'll do...
The only thing I could really do is medicine.
So you want to help them if they get hurt?
That's a 23 for Marty.
Oh.
23. So what in general do you want Marty to remember or know? Like
just how terrifying they are. Like they are like legit serious, like bad
Marty
guys.
wants to know if he could take them.
So it rings a bell when the elves told you that they can make you see things. The lore of chain devils is that if you look at them, it can it can conjure an image and make itself look like a departed loved one of yours.
Yeah,
and to scare the hell out of you. It essentially makes you frightened. Yeah. But it is specifically to frighten you, and they also have the ability to, let me click this button so I can say it, to summon actual chains that can be animated and perform attacks and grappling and the kind of thing that would probably keep a group of miners in order.
Yeah, and then would Marty know that, say, they are, resistant to, like, they're very magical creatures, so typical magic spells might not work against them to the level we think they might. Because Marty would hearing that stuff here and being infernal himself. That's why I want to see if he knew them. Would be terrified of these creatures to a large level, if knowing how strong they are. Yep. If you think that's something he would know.
So as far as that goes, yeah, I think it's something that definitely makes sense to know. And you may not know everything about them, but there are a couple of things that do ring a bell, especially because of those other bits you already remembered. First off, as devils, they feel no pain from heat, so fire does not bother them at all. And because these devils specifically work with the cold steel of chain, they also have a resistance to cold. And those are things you definitely remember, although you're sure there's something else in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. Okay,
Yeah.
so so hearing all this, I was like, but all right, so Ali, not to sound maybe rude here, but how much do you love your sister? Because I mean, these things are very serious creatures. I mean, I myself here, I'm good with fire, but these things here, I mean, a lot of things that I do, and I like kind of put a little fireball in my hand, might not work against them here. These are frightening entities.
I understand.
How do they hold up to club, slab, stab?
I'm not sure. I have never ever dealt with one prior, but I have heard and read many things. And being a tiefling growing up, you get compared to devils and things. And so, I mean, honestly, I've learned all these little things about them, but never dealt with them myself. I just heard vicious rumors about them.
To answer your question, I believe I didn't get close enough. I didn't want to risk it. I believe she may be down there with them. So if you were all to turn and leave, I would stay.
No, Ali, I would not do that to you here. I just wanted to make sure that if we are going to do this, then your sister, you are maybe sure that it is your sister.
Even if it's not, we can't leave them.
I once again have a plan.
Yes.
Does anyone have a coloring book?
There is a chance to make use of the turkey neck up at the top of the end of the tunnel there.
What the hell's a turkey neck? What are you talking about?
Or is it called a rum neck?
I don't think we.
Oh yes, bottleneck. If
you
Ellie
mean
can be invisible a while longer, we can. Can any of you mimic voices?
I can.
Could you mimic one of them and say, "The cart stuck. We need help"?
I have to hear them talk first before I can do it. But yes,
They talked to you before they left.
I think he's talking about the elves.
Oh,
Can
the
you
elves,
mimic
you
an
mean?
elf
Oh, yes,
voice?
of course. Yes, I could do a flattering rendition of those elves. Yes.
Ellie can wait invisible and see who comes, and she can either say now for you two to cast heavy spells and me to charge in afterwards, or hold if they send her sister or any other survivor.
Well, again,
Unstuck the cart.
so I like the plan here, but me casting a spell, again, most of the things I deal with is fire, and I know these creatures, they like fire. So it might not. All set. Would you be able to cast something? Maybe.
I can definitely target one of them with something nice. Tusk, you know any Righteous Brothers?
Can I what?
You know any Righteous Brothers?
Heal my what?
Do you know
any
any Righteous Brothers?
My righteous brothers? No.
Do you know any Righteous Brothers? Come on.
Randy can
I'm not
dish
that
it.
old. Jeez.
All right, fine. Okay, so
I think they still play them.
Are we wanting to go with that plan? Me pretend to be one of the elven people. Cart is stuck. Ali, you smack them with your axe or your swords. Alsat hits them with a spell, and then Tusk runs in and does his thing. Yes,
Tusk does what Tusk does.
is that what we're wanting to do?
My only concern is the hidden one.
I'll take care of that one too.
We'll have to deal with that when we get to. Maybe you stay invisible the whole time until he shows himself.
Well, as soon as she starts wailing on somebody, the invisibility will go away.
But maybe we should keep her up our sleeves.
Invisible people can just see each other, just like,
Hey,
I can see you, right?
Well, I mean, not to say that I'm not.
Waves.
Not to say that I'm not capable of doing many great things myself here, but I generally believe that Ali would be better in this fight against a devil, seeming as she has more religious backgrounds and
Okay.
If
they send the other slaves, then we could all make a run for it. So that's a good idea. But if they send themselves, we have a good chance.
All right, so I'll yell to them in the voices of the other people here.
What I'm saying is they've been gone a while, so it's likely they will just come instead to go see what's the holdup. So we must do this soon.
Well, yes, exactly. So I'll yell to them, that hey, this is stuck up here. Please don't send any other slaves up here. We need you and your devil strength
That's why Ali is looking out to see if they come themselves. Just say the cart is stuck.
Well, I'm saying I'll just tell them that don't send up slaves. No more slaves up here.
If they send the slaves, we can take them and just run. We don't have to worry about fighting.
But what if they don't send her? What if they don't send her sister here? Then we're running with nothing.
Then we save the people that we can and say, nope, still stuck. Need more people.
Oh, all right, fine.
Okay.
I may be playing too smart for my
I have no idea what's going on.
All right, so I'll say
I
this
got a
here. I'll
good
say,
idea.
I've got no. I see where Tusk is going with this. I'll yell to them, "Hey, the cart is stuck. I need a very tiny person to come up here and help us remove a small pebble that's jammed underneath. Can you send one of the halflings up here, please? And then once they bring the halflings up here, if it's her sister, we just take it and haul tail and get out of here."
I don't
What
think
about
they're
the
going to.
rest?
Well, but with the rest, that's an unfortunate thing, but we'll come back for them maybe.
And if they both show up, they'll be grouped together, and we can just onslaught and then slaughter.
All right.
Slaughter.
I mean, Ali, Ulset, what do you think of what do you think of mine and Tusk's brilliant plan?
Where are we placing this cart? Right where it is?
No, it's supposed to be up towards where the turkey neck is, as Tusk said.
All right, but I'm going to be in the cart still, right? That's still part
Yeah,
of the plan.
sure, yes, we'll put you in the car.
You can be there if you want to.
He just wants to be in the cart.
Driving this thing over here.
So it's cool. I did make it so everyone could move it. Yay, me.
All right, Ali, are you good with this plan?
You can say no. It's okay. But you should definitely converse. Yeah.
I think it's worth a shot. He's got a good point. Regardless of who they send up, we
All
can
right.
do that
All right.
kind of action.
All right,
We can
Tusk,
make it work. We always do.
Tusk, before you go into battle here, all right? Because again, as soon as the battle starts, Ali, I'm going to reduce your invisibility because as soon as you do anything, it's going to go away anyways. Tusk, old boy, before you run at them here, run past me quickly first. I will cast something on you that will help you.
I will stand next to you then.
Excellent. All right. If you all ready, let me practice here. Now, Joe, I took the actor feat as part of my ability score level up here, which allows me to mimic the voices of anyone that I've heard speaking.
Yeah.
And then it gives me advantage on deceptions or performance checks with that voice. So I'm going to try to do that here to get them to send up more slaves.
Go for it. Whichever roll's better for you, because I'm fine with either. And then after you roll it, tell me what it is you say.
Okay. All right. Very good. So is everyone in position, or we have to move the map, move stuff up around the map? I'll move my guy up.
So Alcet is in fact in the cart.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And I will be like right here. I'll be ducking behind the cart so that they can't see me, and I'll just be yelling up towards that hallway that the cart goes down, and trying to see if I can get them to send people down.
Let's just wait till the devil peeks in and bam, acid in the eyeballs.
Let
Just
me
saying.
make just one comment because you guys would know this from where you are. If you actually have the cart there, when they look
be
up,
able to
they're
see
going
it.
to see it.
Oh, okay. Well, I will
You
again
want the cart
position
back
my.
around the corner,
back it up.
behind the wall. Yeah.
Okay,
Otherwise, they're just going to see it when they turn their head.
okay.
And if you're
All right.
telling them it's stuck up at the turkey neck, they're not going to believe it, right?
All right. Okay. So while we do this here, Marty is going to cast disguise self on him because it's not a concentration check, and he's going to make himself look like one of the elves that ran away. So if they do come around the corner, they'll see hopefully somebody that they recognize and not immediately try to kill me.
Yep.
And then he will look at Tusk and be like, "Are you ready, Tusk, old boy?"
About as ready as I can be.
All right. Don't forget to just be close by before things happen, so that way I can, be within about 30 feet of me, and we'll be all right. And then I will yell out in like kind of like an anemic, because I don't speak Elven, so it's going to have to be in common. So I'm going to yell out to them,
Okay.
unless Allset wants to whisper Elvish things to me to yell through
Well,
there.
I guess one thing that that Marty would know is that the devils don't speak Elven anyway. We're
Yeah,
talking
it'd be
infernal
speaking
and common. So,
Okay. All right. So I'll yell I'm like, "Oh no,
well,
the
hold on.
cart!
Make your roll first.
Yes, the cart is
That
stuck."
way, if you roll horribly, you can say whatever the hell you want. If you roll great, you can say exactly what you want.
All right, so I guess it'll be a deception one because it's going to be a, and I have advantage
Oh,
on it.
hell yeah. You
yes, but I
You
don't
say
need
whatever
the
the hell
advantage.
you want, Jason.
Yes. So I'm like, oh no.
By the way, all that ruckus was for a natural 20, so yeah, go for it.
Masters, the cart is stuck here. There's a small wheel. The small wheel is jammed. Can you please send up some of the halflings to help us push it down? Your excellencies, your amazingness, your boniness, please.
Your boniness.
You're what, Marty?
There's no direct answer, but you do hear out of the chain of the tink, tink, tink sound, it is reduced by about a third as one of the sounds stops. And after a few seconds, you do see one of the halflings approaching from the overpass, and it is the halfling male with the short blonde curly hair, has shown up, and as he gets to here and sees the cart and you, first off, he has no reason to doubt that you are who you are, so I'm not going to bother with any saving throw. He's just going to come over in your direction. Is Tusk trying to hide at all?
No, Tusty's just waiting.
Okay,
Yes.
so as soon as he gets
Like,
to where he
over to
can
the
see
side.
Tusk, I'll put him over to here. There's just a little,
Yeah, and so I'll be like, please, hey, stop right there. Now I'll change my voice again, and I'm like, it's all right, we're here to help you. So just shh.
what on earth is going on?
We're saving you. Get out of here.
We're saving you
Yes.
here. So come closer. Alcet, can you acid his chains real quick, please?
Yep.
Yep. And then
And a gnome pops out of the cart and pours acid over his chains.
I'll whisper to him like, what is your name, young man?
Eldred?
Eldred, is there another female halfling down there? Ashworthy, last name. Is she there?
Yeah, I think that's her name.
I'll look over to the direction where I think Allie is at,
We don't get a chance to talk much, but I think I remember that.
and I'll kind of like give a little bit of a nod to Allie, wherever in her general direction. I don't know where she's at. She's invisible. Allie, so hopefully you heard that.
Mm.
All right, here. How many? The two that are down there, the two large bony ones. We're going to try to take care of them here. This hidden one here. What do you know of him?
They refer to him as the hidden one. We've never seen him, but he's supposed to be like their enforcer.
And is he like always around?
It could just be like a bogeyman story, but they say he's
That's what
always
I'm
there.
thinking.
All right. You're free now here. Please take this Crimson Minotaur, take this T-shirt here, compliments of us here, and then
Here's
make your
care
way.
package.
Yep, make your way up and out.
Rations, gold.
Go quickly.
Is this as good as the new fiend potion?
It's better. What?
Okay, go back.
Marty's gonna drop concentration on because he's so furious right now.
It's truly one size fits all on those t-shirts.
Yeah, exactly. These
Here's one
t-shirts,
size-
they're form fit.
Oh no, that one was crushed to death by accident. What do you know?
All right. So then I'll since Alset's the closest one to me, all right, Alset, old man, should I just ask for one of the bony boys to come up here, or should I keep trying to get more of the slaves up here?
We're not going to get any more. They're going to.
So
Maybe
should
if it takes too long, if we just wait, maybe they'll come investigate.
all
I'd rather
right,
take on one than both at the same time, quite frankly.
yes. All right.
And just as a side note, Jason, I don't know if
Set up
that's
an
just
ambush.
I don't know if that's just what Marty wants to say, but they are like red, fleshy, flamey looking things, not really
Yeah.
bony.
That's what. Again, Marty doesn't know exactly what they
Okay.
look like. He just he hears
Hey,
these
you know,
things.
that's a good point because you hadn't stepped up there, but Allie has
Yeah.
seen them. So yeah, okay.
And so again, all Marty has is like images in his head of like devils and like bone devils and things like
You
that,
got
and they
it.
get mixed around. So
What type
They're
of
kinda
creature
beefy.
are they?
Fiend.
They are
Fiend.
the type of
Fiend.
creature is a fiend, and then parenthetically devil. So
Yeah.
if you have
Okay.
anything that operates on the fiend or devil level, it would work.
yeah.
Brad.
All right. Fine.
Divine smite all day.
Goodbye, little one. Be safe on your
All
way.
right. Okay, I'll sit. Look, I guess I'll just. Oh, masters! Oh no! The halfling you sent up is no good. It's too weak. Maybe you can send over yourselves or others. Quickly!
Does anybody in the group speak Infernal? I think somebody does.
I do.
We both do.
I
Marty
do. Yeah.
But only
Tuss
Marty?
both do.
No, Marty and Tusk, we both speak
Okay.
it.
Yep.
So you do both hear kind of this, it's like a grating, rumbly voice that says, we can't lose any more of them. They'll be furious. Get up there and check it out.
And I'll be like, I believe it's showtime. And I will just kind of wait. I'll pretend to be like really pushing the cart, even though I probably really couldn't push it because I have a -1 to my strength. But I'll be pretending to
Now,
do it.
did you guys empty it out before Elset went in?
No, I think
I think we had them empty it and then we set them free. I
don't
that's how it
remember
worked.
I remember asking the slaves to
Yeah,
empty
I
out
mean,
the
there's-
cart.
No, I told him like go about your task, but I don't know if he emptied it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, they
that's why I thought
normally
they
just
emptied it.
leave the cart upstairs. That's what their
Yeah.
task was going to be. So
Yeah.
they don't
Oh,
empty
okay.
it. They leave it up there and somebody empties it and then they bring it back.
Okay, well, if it was not empty, Tusk would have, I guess, taken the things out then.
Okay.
Well.
But I guess my point is Elset in there with rocks or is he in an empty cart?
That's what I thought he was in there. I thought he was in there with the rocks. Like
Okay.
he found a spot in there. But if it's up to the group, however they want to do it.
Yeah. In a few seconds. So how are you? Let me just before I bring the next person into view. How are you guys staging yourselves? Just as you were before with the cart
Probably just
there.
like
and
this.
a
I'm hidden
disguised
inside the
elf?
cart if I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm behind the cart and I'm just like right there, but you can see my face as I'm like pretending to be like, it's not moving.
So, because these guys do have full vision, he's going to get to a certain area before he sees where you are. And because he is up here to try and figure out the problems, he's going to make the check against your disguised self. What is
Ugh.
that?
Marty would be behind the cart.
I mean, there's no check against disguise self.
There's no
It is
save.
a.
Deception. It would be your deception.
It would be a
check.
deception. It'd be. I mean, if you want, you can do it against my spell save DC, which is 15.
Okay.
Oh,
Because-
it's polymorph kind of thing.
Yeah, for disguise self, it's just if they touch or they physically see it, or they try to do an inspection on it, then they can
Yeah.
try to discern it here.
So that's where I'm taking it, that he's come up here supposed to be finding 2 elves and a halfling. And there's going to be 1 elf next to a cart. And
Yeah.
he's immediately just going to scrutinize the situation.
Yeah,
And that's where
so
I'm
it's
going with it.
so intelligence investigation check versus my spell save DC.
Okay. I'm just going to give him an intelligence roll of an 8, which is not going to hit your DC. So he is not onto your ruse at this point.
Yes, I'll immediately like cower my head and I'm like, I'm sorry, masters, the halfling is trapped under the cart here. He wasn't able to get things done. Please, I need your help.
So as
Stop complaining. Stop complaining. You know what would happen if you complain.
here's what I want to do. As you guys are doing that, I'm going to
Yeah, it hurts.
move him closer to you slowly, at which point one of you is going to tell me to stop so we can roll initiative.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. Allset was going to be the one to kick the party off. So as soon as he's ready,
Okay.
you know.
And if we're doing that, then I'll stop his motion right there, and that's where we'll do initiative.
All right. Yay.
Yeah, so let's go for it. I will
Oh,
roll
no
hit.
combat active there.
Yeah. Where is it? I just did.
I got a feeling
Yeah, give me a second. Let
Tusk
me-
might win this one.
Oh,
Initiative.
All right, the encounter should be there. I just got a weird message when I rolled, but hey, I'm just going to do it again.
Not if I roll
I
low.
totally forgot how to roll initiative.
utility
after you
on your belt, utility, and then click roll initiative.
The utility build.
You've got a utility.
Hey.
Hey,
Nice.
Heyo. And just so you know, the decimal point is in case there's any matches.
Yep, ties. Yeah.
Yeah. Which didn't we just have between Ali and Allset? 19.1 for both. But that's all right. It sorted them, and we're done.
Need a bigger decimal for that.
Now I don't know which one was the first one I rolled. Give me a second here. Let me rename this token a little bit here. I will name this guy 1.
Eek and Spleek.
All right. So it was the first one that rolled the highest number. So he gets to go first. However, he doesn't know what's going on yet. So his action is really just going to be moving a few steps closer.
All right, let's go, Eek. Let's bring it.
And Tusk, you weren't really hiding, but he's looking at the wagon. So I'm going to let his turn end with him just getting closer to the cart.
Yeah,
'Cause
if asked, I was going to say.
I'm going to click begin combat here too. And then I will end his turn, and that moves us to Allie, who is invisible. So you see in front of you this about 7 foot tall, maybe not huge, but big for a medium-sized creature. It's big,
Tusk-sized.
and just this big red, like is almost like flame in its chest cavity, and it's got some loose chains around it, and it just looks mean. It looks like the supervisor at a forced labor mining camp, which is what it is, but of the devil variety, so even that much worse.
Nice.
Just straight up evil.
Okay. Let's see.
And the one thing I didn't really ask people to check, but it might be something to double check as we get started in this combat, make sure things like your AC and stuff carried over from D&D Beyond properly. If you think a number is wrong, make sure we know that as I attack or you attack, etc. That way we can adjust on the fly.
I haven't done anything new with armor or gotten any more decks, so mine should be the same.
Yeah, but sometimes like it might show 18 armor class in D&D Beyond, and when you look at it on your character, it's 14 because it didn't take something into account. We just want to make sure that we have the right numbers where applicable.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see.
Get him.
Get him. Now, I wanted to double check because I remember that part of the reason I wanted to get the Maul is because she specializes in two-handed, and something extra is supposed to happen when she uses something two-handed, but I
Okay.
haven't seen an option to change between them in Foundry.
Now, what do you mean by change between them? Use it two-handed, or?
Yes.
It adds in your proficiency bonus as well as your strength.
So
it looks like it's in there.
Yeah, it
Okay.
looks like the Maul is equipped, which means if you use it, it should add whatever features you have to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
I've
would just
got two
find out when you
attacks
actually
now.
try it. Oh yeah, and don't forget your multi-attacks. I think everybody probably has more than one thing they can do on their turn.
Okay.
Well,
So,
Jason, doesn't Marty have any kind of bonus action spell or reaction?
Oh, yeah, he's got stuff he can do, but sorcerers don't get extra attack until way late. But he's got stuff. I got stuff. We got stuff. We're good.
Now, Aster, do you have the devil targeted?
yeah, I've got the
Okay.
arrows on them.
I just wanted to make sure, because when you roll the attack, it'll take that into account if you have them targeted.
Okay. Okay.
So now the attack,
So-
or the card came up, and you just need to click on the attack button.
Yeah.
And then we'll see if you hit, at which point you can click the damage button.
Okay, yeah. So from what I'm seeing, it's adding both my strength and my proficiency because it's a D20 +3 +3. So I think
Yep.
it is already.
Yep. It's all set.
That sounds good.
Cool. You
Oh! However, that
now.
rolling a 3 +3 +3 is 9,
Now,
which misses.
she was invisible. Does that mean she has advantage because he wasn't expecting it?
It sounds reasonable to me. How about you roll again?
Brad.
And you can just click the same attack button again. You don't have to go through the whole weapon thing again if you don't want to. I think the attack button should still be there for you.
It just gives me damage. It doesn't give me
Okay,
attack
then
again.
go ahead and go through it again. I know sometimes it keeps the same thing there. You doubled your last roll from a 3
Well,
to
at
a
least you get
6.
2 attacks anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can attack again.
Yeah.
All right,
Although
second attack.
after the first one, you are now visible, which will mean no advantage on the second attack.
Yep.
Make it count.
You surprised him, though. You know what? I'm going to take that then. You're going to get advantage on this one because it is now surprised. Because it was attacked by an invisible thing. So on
And
this
I
one,
mean,
you can
definitely
just,
sees
there
the
you
half orc standing
go. You
behind it.
got it. Look, if you're just going to keep
Oh
rolling
my
incrementally by one
It
number or
was on the
two.
19 and the 20 for a second.
That's how we got ones, Chris and I. It was
Yeah.
only 19. It was like one.
So, just as a note, as everybody can see, a 15 still missed. So its armor class is higher than 15.
Pretty beefy.
Allie, do you have anything else you can do? Bonus action? I don't know if your auras or actions or bonus actions or what they might be.
I think that they just kind of do their thing, but like none of them are anything against like enemies.
But if you have an aura
we just get
active,
plus
then
3
the
to
others can
saving
get-
throws.
So if you have it active, the others might want to get closer to take advantage of it. But
And it's within 10 feet.
okay.
Oh, Tusk will be close soon.
When you are ready, go ahead and end your turn, and we'll move on to Alset, the guy who's hanging out in the shopping cart. Somebody give him a push across the parking lot.
I'm going to push him into the devil.
Yeah. You know, that's a good point. He's on the tracks, man. You're just whispering to the devil?
Unchained Melody, man. That's what I'm whispering.
There you go. That's righteous right there.
All right, so it's a DC 12. What is it?
Saving throw
save.
wisdom, because it popped up for me so I could roll it. And
Psychic damage.
Oh my gosh, they have advantage on the roll, but I still got a 10 for the saving throw.
Yay!
Yeah. So apply. The damage is applied. Okay. You guys should
also,
see
he
the
must
health meter too.
he must immediately use his reaction, if available, to move as far as his speed allows away from me.
It's funny because that's what they're going to do to you. So, okay, you are there. Let me just double check on his speed again. It is on that page. No, seriously, it's there. Movement. I'm looking for the word speed. It's movement. So, Allie, do you want to take a swipe at him as he tries to, as he
Absolutely.
runs away from Unchained Melody?
Just step on one of the chains so he
Yeah.
Aim for the
slams.
bleachers. Take his head off.
Yeah. Let's see what you get.
Hello. Oh, okay. I was on the wrong screen. That's why. Hold on. I got it.
That'll
This is
do.
fine.
Hello? Is it Maul you're looking for?
Hey, that's good.
There we go.
Yeah, it
Go ahead.
was.
Go ahead and roll that damage.
Brad.
Big Maul from the outside. Oh,
Oh my.
Hey,
Nice.
nice hit.
Okay.
boom.
However, I do have to change that.
No.
You realize as you hit him, it doesn't seem to do as much damage as it ought to. I mean, I got to undo that, and then I've got to change that to that.
A little bit of damage resistance action.
Yeah.
Lame.
And it runs this far away from the guy whispering the Righteous Brothers into his ear.
That's right.
Tusk, now that you can no longer reach him.
Can I not? I can't even see him anymore. So it's.
Well, you know he went around the corner.
I'm going to do some math real fast. 5, 10, 15, 20. Diagonal is still 5?
Yep.
There. 25.
Tusk, Tusk, don't forget to come to me first here, Tusk.
I was within something feet. Okay. I was just doing some math real fast. Okay. I could probably get close because I have something called fast movement, which gives me 10 more feet increased
Nice.
without
A lot of
I'm not
feet.
wearing heavy armor. But yeah, I'll ride up next to Marty.
What was Marty going to do for him?
So Marty is going to once he gets close to me, I'm gonna again just pat him on the shoulders like I usually do when I try to hype him up for a fight. And I'm like, "All right, old boy, get after him here." And I'm just gonna like smack him on the chest, and I'm gonna take one of my cans of the Crimson Minotaur. I'm gonna crack it over his head, and then I'm going to cast haste on him. And
Nice.
haste, he gets double speed. He has a +2 to his AC, and he has advantage on Dex saving throws. And you also gain an additional attack action on your turn.
Sweet. Hey, Joe, can I push this if it was empty with just 10 minutes?
I think you push it with all set in it.
Oh yeah, I mean you could push it. So here, let me propose this to you,
The bowling.
Jason. If you're willing to let that be Marty's turn,
Yeah.
we'll let that happen during Tusk's turn as he passes you, gathering haste and you could continue your move all the way to the Chain Devil and take your turn.
Absolutely.
Because
Can I
haste
push-
is going to give you that ability. Haste equals fast, as Jason described it.
Can I push the almost empty cart with Marty in it now too at the same
Let's
time?
not
I'm not in the
let's
cart. I'm
not
not
push
outside
it,
of it.
so
or
to
not
speak.
Marty, I mean
I'll set
all
it.
set.
If you were planning on moving it, I would get out of it.
Yeah, so let's
Oh,
not
okay.
do all that this time.
If you
Let's
were gonna
let
do
you
it,
go
then-
ahead and charge the Chain Devil after you get your pep talk
All right.
and
So I run past
get
all
hepped
set.
up on
I
Crimson
was going to
Minotaur.
grab that. He goes no, and Marty's like slap on the back and then run towards the devil. Okay.
Yes. Hasty,
So-
y'all. This
so,
is
yeah, your
definitely a
haste-
Leroy Jenkins moment.
Yep. Speed is doubled. You
Yeah.
gain a +2 to your AC, and then you have an additional action on each of your turns.
How long does haste last?
1 minute of concentration, so 10 rounds.
Outstanding. Yeah.
Additional action on each of my turns. So I already have 2 attacks. Does it mean I have 3 attacks or 4 attacks?
3 attacks.
Now remember, he's giving you an additional action, whereas
Action.
normally you have an extra attack. You can use that action for anything that is a normal action, whereas normally your additional attack is just an attack.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to rage again, since that other one wore off initially.
Mhm.
Okay, click that. Use ability. I am going to use Relentless. No, where is it? Reckless. Where's Reckless attack? I can't find it. There's so many things now. What's it called?
And
Frenzy
just,
attack.
just
Frenzy.
to
that's
me,
what it is.
while Randy's thinking of that, just a really what I think is a fun side note. If Allset hadn't done the Righteous Brothers into the Chain Devil's ear, Tusk would have been close enough at the start of his turn that he may have been freaked out by the devil. But as it was, the devil got pushed far enough away that it didn't do that. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so Frenzy attack just allows me to have another attack on my next turn. So
Good
I will
gosh.
have 3 attacks this turn because of Marty, and then 4 attacks next turn.
Yeah.
Jesus.
So I will go ahead and start.
I can see all the ones being lined up now.
God.
I'll just line up the great clubs. All right. Oh, it won't let me do it like that. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, just go ahead with each one. It's fine. But the other thing you see now that you're up there, Tusk, is you can see that the rest of that vision down below. You see the other Chain Devil down there. You see the Halfling and the human down there. And because of what has just happened, they're all now looking up in your direction.
Yeah,
They're
and then
about
don't
to
forget-
look up and watch me club this guy in the face.
That's
Yeah, don't
the
forget to target the Chain Devil.
I bet. All right. Does a 24 hit him? Because
Well, 21 did.
Yeah.
Yeah, 24 hits. You just didn't have them targeted. It would have told you it hit them.
Joe, you jinxed me.
Yeah, I'm trying. I mean, no. All right, so
Oh.
let me get. I'll take care of the damage there, and you know that it didn't take the full damage of your club. It partially bounces off. This thing has some really thick skin.
I'm about to hit him. Oh, are you
Oh.
freaking kidding me?
Ooh.
You badly missed.
So that one's a whiff.
Now,
And-
just to be sure, there's nothing a barbarian does with his rage or whatever that turns the attacks magical, right?
No.
Okay, just
There's-
wanted to be
At
sure.
least not at this level.
Because I know, like, the monk eventually becomes magical with his fists, and it's just specific to the class. I didn't remember that.
I think barbarians all just brute force and
Yeah.
whatnot. So I guess I'll use the third attack I just got from Marty and hopefully make up for that whiff. Let's go.
The will.
Oh man.
Oh! Yeah, so a 3 plus 7 will still miss, unfortunately.
And hold on. Okay, never mind. Can't do it. That. I'm just looking at my other stuff.
And then don't forget, with your Crusher ability, you can move a creature on a successful hit 5 feet to an unoccupied space. So you can.
Yes. Okay. So that first hit, since the other two missed,
Sure.
would start hitting him to the side. So I'll like try to make him stumble.
So with this, I'm going to say if you want to hit him straight north, you can knock him off the ledge down below.
Let's go north.
I mean, he'll drop 10 feet-ish. It's like 10 to 15. He just may not... He won't be in melee range anymore, obviously. But you can knock him off the ledge with that hit if you like.
He'll be next turn shortly.
Okay.
after.
So let me go ahead and do that. I'm going to put him into that square up. Actually,
I was going to get to that, but I just hadn't yet.
I'll go up one more square to show that he is clearly not on the ledge anymore, or not on that little bridge. He falls down, and I will reduce a couple more hit points from him from the fall. We have after that is the other Chain Devil, and what he does from where he's standing below, he makes some motions, and several of the chains that are wrapped around him, I should say several, two of the several chains that are wrapped around him, kind of they sprout barbs, and they just leap in the air towards Tusk. Let me just double check what I've got here.
Like Streisand or.
Yeah, it is like Streisand, almost exactly. What?
That was a mega eye roll, Jason. I saw that.
Okay, so all right, so this is just a chain attack, which
I'm at
oh
16
my,
now,
I
by the
actually
way.
rolled a 1, and that's not going to make any difference. So, the first one doesn't hit. I got to target you for the second roll. Let me do that. And then the second chain that attacks you will hit,
Okay.
and it hits you for 13 points of damage.
Is that what kind of damage? Slashing? So half.
It is. Let me just double check
Is
to
it
be sure.
is it considered magical or is it?
That's slashing.
You know, to be frank, it doesn't say.
This isn't.
I
the
mean,
attack.
its regular attack is slashing, so that's what I'm going to give it.
Okay.
We'll say
then
yes,
half.
it's slashing. Okay. So let me. Do you want to adjust it? Do you have the thing to adjust the hit points? If not, I'll do it.
It's hidden underneath the top. I can't.
Okay,
really
I'll get it. So I'm going to undo the damage that was done and reduce you by 7
Oh, there you go. I
instead.
can do it now.
Okay.
I can fix it from now on. I have it now.
All right, so it had these two chains animate, barbs came out of them, and they just kind of slashed up at you from where he is. The first one missed, the second one slashed you a little bit. They retreated back towards him, and he is. Let me just double check on movement stuff here. He's going to just stay down where he is right now because he can see you. His turn is over. We are going to skip Marty this time.
That was from the second devil that did that, or was the
Yeah,
first?
that
devil
was the
did
one.
that?
The one below.
Oh, don't worry, Squeak. You're next.
Squeak. All right, so it's the other one's turn, and he's going to do the same thing. We're going to have two chains animate.
Come at me, Eek.
And Squeak and Eek, huh? And he's going to attack Tusk as well. So there's
18
going to be a
hits.
hit, and let me do the same thing with the damage. I'll just reduce, let's see, by half. Can I do that? Did that just work?
Oh, crud. They have advantage because I started frenzying. Or not frenzying, but
Oh, hey, thanks, bud.
because I
Isn't
was
he?
using
But
sound-
isn't that guy prone on the ground? He fell off the thing.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. He stood up and did this because
Okay.
standing up is no real action, right?
It was because I was reckless attacking. That's what it was. I'm trying to figure out
Okay.
which move it
Okay.
was I was using.
And then the other chain flies up over the ledge to swipe at Tusk's legs and hits for another. It's going to be 7 damage, I guess. Okay.
I guess I misunderstood this. The first attack I would do would be at advantage. That would give them the chance to do that. So no, I guess I technically did not reckless attack. I just activated my frenzy attack. So I messed up. But I was gonna do the thing, but I already hit my first attack, so it didn't matter. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, it's Allie's turn now.
I'll take the damage. All good.
Good. But you're taking half damage.
Regardless, I'm frenzying, so I will have a fourth attack if haze is still going on.
Still going on.
Okay.
Get him, Allie. Get him.
Let me just double check something because I think finally somebody's starting a turn close enough. This is 5, 10, 15, 20, 20. Oh, yes, you are within 30 feet, Allie. The devil that fell down that you can see over the edge, it when you see it down there, when you see it, you saw it fall. And at the beginning of your turn, you notice it has kind of morphed itself into the grandmother that you lost years ago, and you need to make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw. Can do that.
And I always forget between saves and checks. Just make sure you do saves. All right. So it doesn't freak you out, but you can
Really?
tell that
Really?
its whole purpose is to frighten you. Now you go with your turn.
Can Tusk not be frightened, or were they all just kind of too surprised?
So he wasn't close enough because of the way that things started. At the beginning of the character's turn, if they can see the devil and are within
okay.
30 feet, this happens. It
That
just
makes
so
sense.
happens that didn't happen yet. The conditions had not been met until now.
What kind of ability is that? Is that a charm?
No, it's frightened.
Well, I can't be charmed or frightened while raging.
All
Or
right.
mindless raging. Yeah.
Allie also has advantage against being frightened.
Is it for the aura?
Might just be a paladin thing. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. That's worth knowing, Ellie, because these things run off of fear.
And they run while being in fear as well.
Oh, that's a good point. If you whisper sweet nothings in their ear, they don't like that much at all. And off they go down the hall.
Show me those chains, big boy. I'm out of here.
Actually,
Gam gam. Bridget say gam gam. Yes, you saw your grandmother. Gam gam.
You're not Gam Gam.
And yes, you
Yes.
immediately realized it wasn't her. It was just silly devil.
that silly devil, you're not fooling me. Let's see.
Oh, it's the halfling brave thing. That's why she gets the. That's why she's not frightened.
Ah, even better. But
And
it's
actually
still
scrolling through
advantage
here
again?
looking for that, I totally forgot, and that's part of the reason that I asked. I have channel divinity stuff,
Yep. Sacred weapon.
which I have sacred weapon, and I have turn the unholy, which works against.
I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure they're unholy.
I don't know. Give
They're nice
enough
guys.
time, they'll be pretty holy.
Well, both of them say fiend or undead.
Yeah, they are
Yep.
fiend. Correct.
Okay, awesome. So I think we're gonna go ahead and do that. You said it's only like a 15-foot drop.
It is a 15-foot drop, and it's about 30 feet away from you right now.
I thought you said 10, but that's okay.
Well, it's 15
Not
from
for
the
you.
top. It's 15 from the top. It's a 10-foot ceiling underneath it. That's why I said it's between 10 and 15-ish, something.
Just tackle Tusk and land on him and then attack the chain devil.
Yes, pig pile.
Small old booty.
Small.
So, hey!
Little old booty.
This. Okay, so I can do 10, 15, 20.
Let's fly.
Yeah, Marty, get over there and help everyone fly, will ya?
Not the beard. I don't suppose I can yeet my little body that far. I was close though. Curse this 25 movement speed.
Tusk will forgo his turn to yeet you at him. Kobe!
Everyone tosses a halfling.
Listen, I'm down for it if you are.
Joe will let it.
Hey, you've got a big turn ahead of you with haste and your extra stuff, so I don't
That's a
know
good
about
point.
foregoing
That's a good
that.
point. Don't do that. Don't do that. Actually, let me make this a little bit easier for you if you're just going to charge in and
Just lay on hands.
herded the people.
She just,
That's a good point too. I could also do that, but
Yeah.
Turn undead. I don't know.
I don't want to be undead. Don't turn me into an undead.
Oh my gosh. Okay, there we go. I haven't casted a spell yet. Just bear with me momentarily.
Just a moment, please.
Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Your devils are very important to us. Please continue to hold. Your chain devil will be killed by the next available paladin.
Press 1 for eek. Press 2 for squeak.
Protection from evil and good. Wow. So this is like a true neutral spell.
So they have disadvantage against you, and I mean I know this doesn't matter since you're doing your thing, but you can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. But yeah, they have a disadvantage on rolls specifically against you.
You added possessed, so that works.
I mean, yeah. And then
Tusk
if
is
you
getting
were
stacked.
already, and if you were already any of those effects, you would get advantage on your saving throw. But basically, the main thing is that they're going to have disadvantage attacking you now, especially if you're charging in there.
And you guys
Right on.
remember that when I attack, because I won't.
Disadvantage, baby.
Yeah.
And then I think that's all I can do.
When you have another action, you should cast your sacred weapon.
Wait, extra attack, I can. It's not just attacks.
Well, an extra attack is an attack.
And you have a channel divinity is a special thing. It's not casting a spell, but it is an action in a combat round that you can do.
I literally just saw that. There we go. Channel divinity.
You can do it.
Configure how you would like to use the channel divinity feature. This feature has one uses per. Okay. Consume available usage. Yes.
I'll be right back.
Bam. Okay.
Yep. So you get a +3 on attack rolls, and your physical attack is considered magical attack now.
Booyah.
Boo-yah.
I'll say you're far enough away that the devils don't affect you. Plus, you can't quite see them on the lower level from where you are.
Yeah, I was going to say, how close do I need to get on the top so I can?
You just
peer
need to
over
get to
the
that
edge?
entrance, where
Okay.
where it kind of opens up to be able to see down on either side. Because right
right
there at that part of the bridge, it's narrow, so you can see down easy enough.
All right, I will just I'm gonna fire off the I think it's called chill touch. Chill touch on the guy that I blasted earlier with the Unchained Melody.
Okay. So we're going to just call him number 1 because the guy at the north.
Yes, Chain Devil number 1.
Yeah.
This is I'd have to make an attack roll though, so I could possibly miss. We'll see.
I don't know why you keep saying Unchained Melody, and I keep thinking Careless Whisper, and I'm like, why are we doing
It's
this?
slightly different. Slightly different.
Yeah, Careless Whisper, that's not bad either.
That's a good one for another time. Yeah.
All right, I
but it
totally
missed.
can't suck down on that roll, so I will back it.
Bye.
Okay. What
It's how much speed does Elset have?
Actually, I was going to say, I'm not going to be able to back up that far.
I was going to say, what
One,
is the
two.
movement number?
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get that far. So let me see.
Hide behind me, I guess.
Alset got
Two.
haste by placebo effect, and
There it is. Yeah.
There you go. I'll take that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not even sure I can even get up there to attack him. Let's see.
I think it's close.
2, 3, 4, 5. That's as far as I can even get.
And that would
anyway.
have been close enough.
Oh,
All right.
You can
I
see
guess I'm
down
stuck
there,
there.
from where you are
Guess I'm
there.
stuck there.
All right.
I will duck down so they can't see
Close your
my
eyes.
face.
Tusk.
Hide behind me.
Well, that was it, right, Chris, for all set?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Tusk.
all right.
You said you cannot be frightened, right?
I cannot be charmed, frightened, or now
Okay.
possessed.
So then we won't bother with the check on it then, since you.
Why
can't
do
be
you look
frightened
like
anymore.
someone's grandmother?
Well, it wouldn't look like her for you, or maybe it would, and that's why you wouldn't be frightened.
I've killed grandmothers before.
Tusk must be in a rage and hasted. Yeah.
All right. So Tusk is going to move 5 this way, and
Crazy
then he's
weekend at the
going
nursing
to.
home.
Now, Joe, since I'm jumping from someplace, is there any way to have both the Great Axe and Great Club, one in each hand, jump in the air and just drop on top of him with them?
It would be pretty hard for you to break your fall, so you're going to hurt yourself when you
Jeez.
land.
I still have just under
Just-
100 hit points, so I think I'll be okay.
Just land on the nice spiky demon. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll just continue with the Great Club and just land on top of him while swinging.
I can't say anything.
I'm
It's what I was
fine.
thinking about doing too.
but
Because you have more than one attack, I am fine for you to use those attacks as part of your jump.
alrighty. So does that mean a jump is the attack?
So you will use one action as your move. So
All
one
right.
action is used, and then you will have
Three attacks.
three more.
Alrighty. So I will have jump down. I'll try to jump on top of him unless he ducks
Okay.
out of the way, but I'll place it next to him in case.
So then, just to see if we can do that, let's just do an opposed dexterity check.
Sweet.
Because you're trying to hit him and he'll be trying to move. Straight up dexterity.
Straight up.
Roll.
Roll.
Oh!
You have a 2, and I have a 11.
Nice.
So you got that.
It was almost a 4, so it's like,
Yeah.
this might be unique.
And I had you selected, so it was you rolling twice, but your real roll was the green one. So you won.
Yep. All right.
Yeah, so you got it. So we're going to start with roll a d6, and we're just going to multiply it by 1.5, and you're both going to take that damage from the fall. Nice. So you're both going to take 9 damage from the fall. I guess technically you'll both take 5 damage because you're both damage resistant right now.
I will give myself. Or did you already do that?
You go ahead and do yours. I'll do the one for the devil.
All right.
So that's just as part of your impact. Now let's include your weapons. So it'll all happen at the same time, but I want to make sure we accounted for the actual impact of the fall.
Awesome. All right. So I will. You said that did not count weapons?
Not yet. We're going to do your weapon attacks now.
Okay. And
You
that's
successfully hit your target with your body. Now let's see if you hit with your weapons.
So then 3 more attacks because of the haste.
Yep.
And my second attack. All right. I will forgo doing the what was it called? Savage attack. That way he is at disadvantage instead of having regular attack. Since he would have advantage, I don't know if that equals out. So
He just has disadvantage against you.
yeah, I'll just keep 2 regular attacks then. All right. So
that hits. First one
19
hits.
Good to know that rolling a 12 hits.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, next attack. Attack number 2.
And I'm also adjusting for damage as we go because it is damage resistant to your hits.
Yep. 8 is a 15 that misses.
That misses.
All right.
15 will miss.
All right, I missed with an 8, so I not reached the minimum that I'm aware of. Last attack. No.
Are these all with the Great Club, or were you trying your axe as well?
I'm using the Great Club.
Okay.
I was going to go down with both weapons, but you said that I'd get hurt pretty bad just doing that. So
No, I was accounting for that with the jump. That's what the hurt part was. You can't really break your fall if you're holding 2 big weapons.
True. So I guess.
But we've got it accounted for anyway, so you choose what weapon you want to and make your last attack with.
Tusk, so he wouldn't roll at a disadvantage, would have dropped the Great Axe and continued with the club.
All right, you got it then.
So
that hits.
Why the ones, guys? Come on. So the first hit, he'll just kind of like hit him straight up so he doesn't go anywhere. And then the second hit, he'll smack him straight into the wall, straight ahead.
So you want to knock him back a square?
Yep.
Okay. I'll put him right up to that wall. Okay. Got it.
And then I will end my turn because I have no other actions.
Cool. So the next guy, with Allie being up on the ledge, he's going to launch his chains up towards Allie now. I think I may have to have him move a square. I'm going to do that. Just to make sure he's close enough. So these 2 chains from the several that are wrapped around him, they kind of animate up off of him. Barbs pop out of the chains, and they're flying in the air towards you, and they spell out. Guess what they spell out? There's something in the middle of the air.
Oh, dang it.
Oh, dang it.
The end of
The end of the episode.
It's always too short. It's always too short.
That's what she said. Oh, hell.
All right, Jason, time for the big old eye roll. Let's do it.
Yeah, everybody. So I'm going to save this just where we are, or I'm just going to leave it just where we are so we can pick it right back up here the next time. But Allie, just before we finish up, you do see that halfling down in the at the bottom has moved several steps closer and turns up to see you, and it is your sister. You are sure of it.
So we're only waiting 1 week between the next session, right? Not the 2.
Yeah.
We talked about this, right?
Let's do it.
I think we might be able to if people are available.
Oh, yeah.
Should be good.
Yeah. So in the meantime, we will wrap this one up, and let me find a button here. Here it is. And we can all say bye.
Bye-bye.
You got anything, Randy?
This is Tusk saying, see you next eek.
Oh.